Alright, I have a video that I wanted to find. Because we're back to Vic Mignogna. And it's called Kick Vic Are Technically Criminals. By 3 years ago, 5 months ago, the Kick Vic. Oh, the Umbrella Guy 4 years ago was going after the Kick Vic, and it's how to defame, ruin reputations, and use HR. Poor Umbrella Guy. You notice how Umbrella Guy really got quiet about Kick Vic stuff real quick? It's because the Vic Mignogna doesn't have a fucking leg to stand on. Oh, hey, I found it. Okay, it's from 3 days ago. So let me just pause this real quick. Hold on. Let's take a look at what this person has to say. Because my stance on Vic Mignogna is that he has harmed his own reputation more than anybody else has. Whether or not you believe the allegations against him are true or not, excluding the ones that he admitted to, right? Vic Mignogna admitted to approaching fans who were of age or under. Particularly, the one that sticks out of my brain is during a deposition he admitted to taking two or inviting two women who were 20 or 21 back to his hotel room, and they were twins, and was propositioning them for sex. So like, even if you just take like what he has and has not admitted to specifically, rather than going off of what, and admittedly hard to prove or disprove scenarios, such as like there's some horrific accusations of things that he's supposedly done that there's just not really evidence for because of when they happened, and plenty of reasons why there would or would not be evidence. There's also a really big misnomer that goes around when it comes to like assault allegations and stuff that are related to people expect the victim to do the investigation part, like, and have all the evidence, and like that's not how that works. That's not how an investigation functions, and you wouldn't want them to do it anyway because they would be biased in the first place. So you need to wait. Do I think Vic Mignogna did all of the things he's accused of? No, probably not, because people like to make shit up, particularly when they get when there's a hate train. Do I think that Vic Mignogna did some things? Oh, absolutely, 100%. There are pictures, there is admissions, he knows that he did shit that he shouldn't. He's also on video waving his fucking underwear around in front of underage people, because of course most of his fans are underage, and he knows most of his fans are underage, so who does he think watches his Twitch channel? So he's like a 60-year-old man fucking waving his underwear in front of a Twitch stream that's filled with fucking kids. Like, the dude is not okay. Alright? That's my guy. Get your shit together. Get off the internet. For fuck's sakes. Stop chasing whatever fame you think you had. Anyway, I digress. So this is a video. It is long, so I don't know if we're gonna watch the whole thing, and this thumbnail's a little bit... could be better. This guy has 6 subscribers. This video has 109 views. In this video, I talk about the faults of Kick Vic that point to them breaking rules, contradicting themselves, doxing, dox baiting, and enabling toxicity from their own group. I also mention a school they attempted to call to ban voice actors Vic Mignogna and Chuck Huber from attending a special event. Kick Vic does in fact have victims on their side, in which they get bullied and harassed too. This includes losers and underdog BT who were doxxed, proving there is no damage control on Twitter. Damage control? This, however, doesn't excuse the amount of holes in Kick Vic's harassment and contradictions towards Vic Mignogna, who has been called an unregistered predator and a court-documented predator by the same people. Kick Vic not only harassed Vic Mignogna fans and possible former Kick Vicers. They've all possible. They've also harassed conventions and attempted to call the middle school. Chuck and Vic were scheduled to visit for an event on April 22nd. From why is this your script? Why did you just post your script into the fucking? All right, I'm gonna hit play. Let's see what we got.
Hello, folks. Yeah, I just gotta say that this is new. This is definitely new. I have got a Vroid, as you can see. Yeah, got a Vroid, and right now I'm just gonna do talk about this stuff right here because, well, first of all, I made this meme because the fight between I Stand with Vic and Kick Vic has reached a whole new level of toxicity.
It's kind of been months since I've really seen too much like Vic Mignogna stuff, so I don't know what new level of toxicity we're seeing here. His lawsuits failed; they didn't go through. Vic waved his underwear around in front of everybody, but other than that, like I haven't really seen a whole ton of anything. So I'm gonna have to see what. I don't know how you get to a new level beyond. Look at my little tidy whiteys.
Yeah, it has. And I'm just speechless right now. I'm just really speechless.
I don't believe
Because,
you.
you know, it involved a school. If it hasn't already, it involved a school. And because a couple of voice actors were going to that school, a few more a few more Kick Vic members, they tried to sabotage that basically. Though they don't see it like that. But this is pretty much to sum up the whole situation that we're going through. I'm about to dive in. Um, so we got Mars Girl. Now I've heard good things and bad things about her. I've been familiar with Mars Girl like for how long? I don't know her personally. No, I don't. I don't even know everything about her. But before I talk about certain things, let's take a look. Guys, this account wasn't deleted because of Vic's fans. It was an extremely so basically.
This is very difficult to watch. But can you zoom into this? Can I see what you're looking at here? Because I. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Maybe I can turn there. No, I can't. Guys, this account wasn't deleted because of Vic's fans. It was an extremely small account, and as far as I saw, none of his fans have ever found the tweet before the whole account was nuked. The only people who replied were those stating he was a sex pest. And then Bars Girl was retweeting herself, and it said, "Holy shit! The middle school convention that canceled Vic deleted their entire Twitter account." Okay, for the record, this was their tweet. All right.
This event that was going to happen at Camden Middle School on April 22nd, it got canceled. From
Uh
my
huh.
understanding, it was not Kick Vic that got it canceled. At least it doesn't seem like that.
Okay.
But I don't know how or why exactly. I have an idea, but I don't know how or why. My thing is, though, why is Mars Girl
You started this out with a video titled "Kick Vic are technically criminals," and this you're starting with a Twitter account that deleted itself. This is your starting point.
snooping around doing all this? Like, really?
Okay, it says, but the Instagram account is cross posted, still has it there. The Instagram post is still there, but the comments are disabled. In fact, comments are locked for every post across the entire Instagram account. So, Mars Girl just putting out information about this shit. that went on with this fucking event that was happening at a middle school. Cool. What's snooping? Okay.
Really? What's all this for?
It's an update after the account was deleted. The account on Twitter was deleted, and she's updating people on the situation as information was coming in. It's not an unusual thing to do when people are watching an event to make sure that the appropriate information is out. If you want to say she was involved somehow, then you need to show that she was doing something before the account got deleted. This is all happening after the fact. And she's just updating people with the most up to date, relevant information that she can for people who give a shit. It must be nefarious.
Why are you telling everybody on Twitter? The thing is, there are enough people who hate Vic Mignogna to the point that they could come after him. Already enough people who hate him. Not like a super amount, but I mean a good amount of people.
So what? Why is that her problem? Having information is very nefarious to stupid people.
Because of the insight of because of all the hate that's been thrown at him.
No, people don't like Vic Mignogna because of Vic Mignogna's behavior. Not because people are calling out his bad behavior. Vic Mignogna is responsible for Vic Mignogna's reputation. Vic Mignogna is responsible for Vic Mignogna's appearance and behaviors towards fans, towards people, towards criticisms, towards waving his fucking underwear around. People don't like Vic Mignogna because of Vic Mignogna's actions and Vic Mignogna's refusal to not even acknowledge what the actual problem people have with him, and then try to stir up his own fans to defend him. Wow. What the fuck? No, do not pretend that people don't like Vic Mignogna for any other reason than Vic Mignogna's own fucking actions, because in doing so, you enable him to continue shit behavior. Like waving his fucking underwear around in front of a bunch of minors.
Like, look at this. Like, oh.
Alright, I'm gonna read it out because this person doesn't. They are a small channel. I don't want to fucking dunk on the guy. I don't know how long he's been around or what he does or whatever. This is the only video I've seen. So I don't get to dunk on him for, like, poor streaming and poor video practices. It says, I'm trying to figure out what's funnier here. Vic Mignogna, a sexual predator and pedophile colloquially known as the R. Kelly of anime, getting booked for a con at a middle school, getting canceled, the con having to delete their account because of Vic's fans. Oof.
Okay. In general, it is not funny for a sexual predator to be canceled from going to a school they could have gone to. Why is your reaction like this?
Alright, tone police, comedy police, whether or not people think something is or is not funny. The reason it's funny is because he's not going. There isn't a threat, there's nobody harmed in the situation. That's why people are reacting like that. That's why they're like, oh, this is funny in an ironic way. This is a funny, sad way. Funny doesn't mean, oh, haha, look at how hilarious. Sometimes funny means like, oh, that's rough. Like an oof. He even said oof. This person is starting to irritate me. Why is your reaction like this?
I'm not laughing.
Oh, well, not all comedy's for you.
I'm not with I Stand With Vic. I'm not with Kick Vic, and I don't find any of this funny.
Yeah, well, that's on you. No accounting for taste.
This is funny, dude. You think this is funny?
Yes. I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I think it's funny in an ironic way. It's ironic that he got invited to a, like, the scaling and the escalation and what had happened in this little roller coaster of a scenario comes off as kind of funny. Because no one was hurt. If somebody had been hurt, It wouldn't really be funny, would it? But nobody was hurt. And that's why people find it amusing. Weird.
Wrong with you? It really is. And you posted it up there. And you too. You think
Guys, comedy we all have to bow to this random bug avatar. Wow, uninvited from a middle school anime convention. I didn't know how else you could fail beyond that. Question mark. What? He somehow lost this too? Question mark, question mark, question mark. You notice how the majority of this is the Kick Vic people being surprised that he's not going to this thing? Due to unforeseen turn of events, we are unable to host Vic Mignogna at Beta Quest. We are extremely sorry to the fans that were looking forward to his appearance. Please forgive us. We are still going forward with the event and hope you will still join us. So yeah, they didn't say, it just says unforeseen events. It could be a scheduling conflict for all we know at this point.
this is funny? Losers, I've seen you all over the place. You're the J. Jonah Jameson of Twitter. You really are.
What? You're the J. Jonah Jameson of Twitter? Do you not know what who J. Jonah Jameson is? Oh my god, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that I do not need to explain who J. Jonah Jameson is to my audience here. I'm gonna assume you guys all know who that is. I am, however, going to laugh at this and feel like I don't really need to explain about why that's ridiculous and makes no fucking sense. Is Vic Mignogna Spider-Man? Or Peter Parker in this scenario? Yes, women's play who JJJ is, please. Bring me pictures of Spider-Man! Bring me pictures of Vic Mignogna! Oh, this is funny. Yes, I think this is funny.
And I thought I saw you somewhere too. But I have a feeling that the other person that I'm looking at, well, I'm thinking about, is a dummy account using your name.
Is a dummy account using whose name? Who are you talking about? You haven't actually listed who you're talking about. This is the most unclear ribble rabble ever. You think that this person is a dummy account of someone else. Okay?
Made by somebody else. I don't know.
Made by another person.
Because some people do that regardless of which side they're on. That's my thing. So, and again,
That's your thing? So you do that? You make dummy accounts and go on both Kick Vic and like you pick two sides of an argument, so you're a flat earther and a globe earther? What?
Your infamous quote is cope. So, what if I
Infamous
don't cope? What if anybody you tell doesn't cope? What are you going to do? You're just going to feel empowered to say cope? That's why you say it. To feel empowered. It's an invocation. Like Fire Emblem. The whole engage thing. Like I mentioned in another video. Your invocations don't work. Whether you're from iswv Vic or Kick Vic.
Has this dude never seen a flame war before? It's a dismissal, not an evocation. It's a dismissal, like, as in, whatever, cope. Like, I'm not, whatever you're doing is a you thing. Like, I'm not gonna go through and explain everything. Go cope about it. Like, who cares? It's a dismissal, not an evocation. It's not quoting. It's like telling somebody to go touch grass. Like it's a dismissal. It's like it's the exclamation mark at the end of a sentence. It isn't. Do I even need to read the rest of what's on the screen here? People try to cancel a voice actor who is in call with friends who literally noticed the accident, laughed at the goof up, and didn't complain about it. Haters slander Vic more by saying he exposed himself and that his friends were probably offended, maybe, I don't know, oh, look at the ladies, they were grossed out, and other nonsense. Then why did Chrissy burst their bubble with the truth? I bet you Vic's accusers would even say she feels too bad to realize he exposed himself, or they know they'll embarrass themselves even if and when they expose Vic. Then there's a read more thing. So there's already problems in this stance. You don't get to complain that people are saying they were probably offended, I don't know, maybe they looked grossed out, and then turn around and say that that's not acceptable because you're guessing, and then turn around and guess about what you think people's response is probably maybe gonna be. So you're just trying to have your cake and eat it too. But besides that, yeah, it's unlikely that they weren't surprised for that from that happening on their stream. Them wanting to smooth it over is okay, fine, whatever. But then him waving his underwear on the it's arguing semantics about the word exposed, right? Like, because the words, believe it or not, are polysemous. They can mean multiple things depending on context. And so, because words are polysemous, the word exposed could mean like, oh, he's exposed, as in he has this opinion that he is now put out there that wasn't out there before, or he said he didn't have. Or you could say he's exposed, as in he like showed himself not wearing pants, and that could be any degrees of nudity, right? Or you could say he's exposed as in that there's too much light exposure, right? Like there's lots of different ways you could use this kind of term. Morning, Landon. It's good to see you. Um. Anyway, so this person's like, he exposed himself. Cope. And so this guy's like, evocation. Shut up. Yeah, no, cope is like he did the thing. He did the thing. You deal with it. That's what coping is. You have, and even if you don't deal with it, it literally doesn't matter because the thing happened.
What bothers me is that you people go out in your way to make dummy accounts, and you don't care who you hurt.
Who's getting hurt? Who's getting hurt by this? First off, second off, prove it's a dummy account. You have to actually, you're saying people do these things, but you have to actually like show, don't tell. Like show us how it's a dummy account and how like one person is playing both sides, or show us how this person is doing this, that, or the other thing. And even if they are, who are they hurting? Who's getting hurt here? Is Vic getting hurt by Vic's own actions? Well, those are just the consequences of his fucking own actions then. That's not anybody else's fucking responsibility. I didn't put a gun to Vic Mignogna's head and tell him to show it, like, expose his underwear to the world. You weirdo. The fact that why are you, when you say why are you reacting like this and why are you responding like this to people having a giggle about somebody not getting hurt, and then this is your reaction? Why is this your reaction? Why is your reaction so defensive?
Like, literally, just stop. Because this is another person, and I'm probably missing them in another video. Lilo Stitch. My thing, you have told people you've been harassed, you've been doxxed, your last name was exposed, stuff like that. Why are you doing stuff like this?
You Vic stans have wished harm and death on people, and that is an undeniable fact. Okay. Let's say that it is. What's wrong about their tweet? You're saying stuff like this. Why are you doing stuff like this? Stuff like saying that it's stating a fact that a thing happened? What's the thing here? And yeah, Mr. Serious makes a good point. This guy is trying to play the ultimate moral high ground, believes that they are above all.
How is this going to help any of us protect you?
Who said it was about protecting them? If their shit's already exposed, there's no protecting them. It's too late for that. Dipshit, you can't protect somebody. from getting their information leaked if their information has already been leaked, if it's already out there, right? That's not how that works. So them stating it's a fact is protecting other people because it means that people know the truth or know how these people behave. And so if they know how these people behave, they can avoid them in the future or avoid what happened to them, right? So yeah, this is definitely helping other people. This person isn't looking for protection from you or protection from, or like, I don't mean like from as in you're attacking, I mean looking for you to help them. They're it's looking to keep information out there and available and stop people from gaslighting and lying about what did or did not happen. So, and I'm taking this as if Lilo is telling the truth, right? Because they're taking it as if Lilo is telling the truth because I'm not questioning that right now.
Why are you slandering the entire I Stand with Vic group with this? Yes,
You Vic stands have wished harm and death on people, and it's a small group. But okay, slandering the entire I stand with Vic group. They're saying you as in a perfect, as in a specific person. That's why there's a retweet. You Vic stands. This person means this person and people like them. It doesn't mean every single Vic stand. This is just a basic reading comprehension issue.
you are slandering because not everybody's like that. I know there's some people
They didn't say everybody. They said this person as an example and people like them. That would be the you part, but whatever.
from I Stand with Vic who did do what you said they did. But you're using that to one up your story.
Show that
You really
then.
are. And you don't listen. You really don't.
Give us a reason why anybody should listen to you. I'm doing you a service right now by listening to this because I was just curious about how you were going to say people are criminals and that they attempted to cancel a middle school event, which you admitted and said at the beginning of this they didn't do that. So right now I just feel really clickbaited and I feel like I've been lied to.
And this person's basically making a good, yeah, interesting statement right there, or question. Because you have literally been leaving tracks everywhere.
Then show that.
And they're an observer, from what I can see. Somebody who's questioning you, like what's going
How do you know they don't have fucking dummy accounts then? If you're saying that people are just making dummy accounts left, right, and center, maybe script your videos.
on? Like, haven't you been banned already? Like, honestly, you dodge people's questions. You do. You dodge people's statements. You do.
Then show that. Because you're just making these claims and making these accusations and not actually showing anything. And it's really interesting how you say you're not on either side while you're this is the centrist. Oh, I'm the centrist. I'm just not on either side as you criticize specifically only one side. Like you're a liar at that point?
You say Vic needs to be in jail. Okay, so first of all, you're Kick Vic. You're saying Vic needs to be in jail. And what gets me is that you have the nerve to come back and respond to someone that says he's innocent. You're saying he's not innocent. You go heck here and you have said people were doxing you, and you go back to say no, he's not when enough people have told you to stop posting here.
They shouldn't post response like in response to their own post. And what? My guy, you don't negotiate with terrorists. Again, if they've already been doxxed, their information's already out there. That's not a threat to them anymore because it's already there. And you're saying that this person should not have a voice, should not speak to whatever it is that they're talking about under their own post because of due to threats. They should bow to threats. I don't think this person understands what they're saying. Like, do you think this person, like, thought through any of their points here? Because it doesn't feel like it. If this is the best that the Kick Vic group have to offer, is somebody pretending that they're definitely not Kick Vic, and when they definitely are, is I don't know. It's a little bit absurd.
Apparently, you weren't doxxed as many times as you said you were.
You can only be
You're
doxxed
lying.
once.
Because this is ridiculous. If you are a victim, why would you cater to being more of a victim?
Hey, there's that Dragon Age 2 for the win account being mentioned in here. So, whose other account is this even supposed to be? Claiming to be a centrist to avoid people thinking you're biased makes it seem way more biased, especially when you're capable, when you're capping only one side and tone policing the other. Yes, exactly. I'm not reading all that. I don't care.
There's something
If
wrong
they're
with
not
you.
going to present it as if it's something that matters or is relevant, then I'm not going to read it.
Really is. Because you at this point, I don't exactly know when, like if that was before or after. I don't remember because my brain is scrambled. But at this point, I don't exactly know when, like if that was before or after. I don't remember because my brain is scrambled. But ain't too scrambled from reading this. You have just been all over the place to the point this could have happened before or after you did whatever. And look at what you did. You tried to go after this person. You don't seem like a victim right here, but it has to do with the, similar situation. Yeah.
A victim must always be a victim and must always be on the defensive and behaving like a victim. If they're not behaving like a victim, therefore they were never a victim. Or if a victim becomes somebody who is a victimizer, they were never a victim in the first place. Is that what this person is trying to actually argue right now? If the victim is not a perfect level of moral incredulity, they cannot be a victim, or their victimization is no longer applicable, or that thing that happened to them just didn't happen or is no longer relevant. If they're not a moral paragon, is that where we're at right now? So I have this curse. I am cursed in that the thing that I have issue with and the things that I take issue with are not generally like individual situations. It's not individual like specific stuff that I'm like, "Oh my god, I care about this and I need to pick my thing to care about and then not worry about other things because I have my one thing." I'm cursed because the thing I chose to care about was poor argumentation. This is really, really bad argumentation. It makes no sense. This is an awful, 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 awful presentation of whatever it is this person is actually trying to get across, because whatever they're actually trying to get across is just lost in amongst just garbage. And at no point in any of this incoherent rambling was there anything that I said, heard, found, like said as in read through this that I had to read aloud because they didn't actually present the information in a cohesive way that even came close to a thought that like was too synapses firing. Yeah, it's just a bad video. Like this is what is this trying to portray? What is this trying to tell me? That Kick Vic people are bad people? Okay, so what? What the fuck does that have to do with whether or not Vic Mignogna was in his tidy whities on stream and then waving them around in another stream? And that Vic Mignogna's behavior is bad and people don't want to be around it and is not socially acceptable. And his refusing to change or adapt or do better as a person means that people don't want to work with him, and his constant like fucking bitch baby fits that he does on like every stream about, oh, people are trying to cancel me. Change your behavior. Your behavior is problematic. People are telling you your behavior is problematic. You want people to still interact with you? Change your behavior. Or go somewhere where your behavior is going to be acceptable. Want to know where Vic Mignogna's behavior would be considered acceptable? Do we want to talk about that? We can. Hmm. Probably wouldn't be acceptable in a middle school. Yeah, have a conversation about your position and don't be passive aggressive. Yeah, that's what this person is walking passive aggressive. You're right, you're right.
Yes, it does. And you losers. So apparently, a court document is not important.
The fuck does it say this? Today I learned apparently people still use Reddit. Okay. Is he a pedo or something? Why don't they want him to go? They're both falsely accused of being sexual predators, even though there is no proof that they are. These are just two Reddit comments. Where are you getting this idea about a court document? He didn't get put on trial for anything criminal. Vic Mignogna has never been charged. So what the fuck are you talking about?
For Vic to be tried as a criminal. I
He
guess.
can't be tried as a criminal. People would have to come forward with charges, and most of the charges or most of the stories about Vic Mignogna are from before this, or they're things that you wouldn't be charged as a criminal for anyway. Touching people inappropriately is not always, depending on what state you're in, a criminal offense. Slapping somebody on the ass isn't gonna get you fucking charged. Groping somebody likely isn't even gonna get you charged. Especially when most of these stories are coming from the 90s. So what the fuck is this person talking about? It's not that it's not important that he shouldn't face criminal charges, it's that it's likely he never will. And it's never going to come up because nobody's going to charge him because all of this happened X number of years ago. The reporting systems weren't in place then. Or we just ignore all that context.
It's not. Doesn't seem like that. Because each and every time I see Luke.
And Generic makes a good point. This is the key, part of the key to it, by the way. To the point he's making. If Vic is accused of some fucked up shit, and until it is all sorted out, he shouldn't be around kids because he clearly has done some weird shit around kids, or at least that's the accusation. So as long as the accusation stands, and until it's all sorted out, it makes sense to protect the children.
She needs a paparazzi to call out somebody. She needs a paparazzi to ask someone's question. To ask someone a question. She needs a paparazzi to answer someone's question. She needs a paparazzi to actually just notice somebody.
What?
What the hell?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Seriously?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Would any of you like somebody like her creeping onto your profile and watching you 24/7? Oh no, you probably asked me, oh, what am I doing? Because I have her in my YouTube video and I'm doing all this. Looking at here's the thing. People sent me a lot of screenshots.
Oh, well, other people did the work for me, therefore I'm justified. My guy, my buddy, my pal. As somebody who has been on the internet for a while, I absolutely have people who have gone through and looked at older shit and tried to clip together things to try to make me look bad. 100%, absolutely, that is a thing that has happened. There have been absolutely clips going around that try to make me sound like I'm saying something that I'm not, or clips that have been taken out of context. But guess what? None of them fucking go anywhere. Why? Because I know how to handle them. And two, because it's usually not what I fucking said. Surprise, surprise. And the best way to handle somebody clipping your shit and going through your shit to try and find bullshit that you said is one, don't be a shitty person. Shocker, I know. And second, say, cool, here's the context. Or, hey, where's the context of what I said? And if the context doesn't line up with what they've said, like you're doing, clipping things. The way to respond to somebody like you who's trying to build conspiracy theories out of random bullshit clips that you've pulled up is to say, cool, what's the context behind this? Because all of the context points to you pretending that you're not a supporter of Vic Mignogna while you're supporting Vic Mignogna. Shocking. Weird.
I've done research. I'm trying to protect people from getting hurt, regardless of what side they're on.
No, you're not. You're saying that this person is a bad person, nobody should be around them, and thus justifying people who are watching you to attack that person. That's what you're doing. So stop lying to yourself, you self-righteous piece of shit.
That includes her.
No. No, you're specifically calling them out, and you're not being specific about it, and you're being specifically vague about it. And because you're being specifically vague and not specifically showing exactly what they did and how they did it, you're actually enabling the people who are already going after them, if there are, presumably, and making excuses for them, and justifying it for them, and giving them half-assed information to go off of in the first place. So people who maybe wouldn't have, now would. So you're doing the opposite of whatever it is you think you're trying to do, and whether or not that's on purpose or whether or not you're just stupid, I couldn't tell.
But this is not healthy. This really isn't.
Oh, the irony.
Oh, really? Well, now, don't jump to conclusions. Given Vic's reputation, it's natural to be concerned that he's going to a public middle school.
Yeah.
Thing about it was when that event was canceled.
Him waving around his underwear in front of his audience, which he knows are mostly minors, is concerning as to whether or not he ought to be at a middle school event. Done. You don't even need anything else. You don't need how he's behaved at conventions. You don't need how he's behaved through the court case. You don't need his deposition. All you need is man in his 60s waved underwear around on the internet in front of presumably minors. Maybe he shouldn't be at a middle school. There. Done. Justified. There is no other reason to need, you don't need anything else. That alone is good enough.
So, April 22nd. This is not something to laugh about. The person doesn't seem like they're laughing, but rather mocking this person. Like, I would have responded a heck of a lot better if this is supposed to be serious.
Not everybody deals with things the same way, and some people deal with awful situations by laughing about it. This is really very basic human communication and behavioral habits. So you trying to police everybody's response on Twitter is absolutely ridiculous. And actually really funny. I think this is funny. I think their response is funny. I think not taking people who support Vic Mignogna seriously is reasonable because there's no reason to take them seriously. Tell me why I should take why should I even take Vic Mignogna seriously? The dude's a fucking clown who just likes to dig his own hole, piss in it, and then jump in. Like, that's what he likes to do. And so if that's what he likes to do, I'm gonna have a giggle at it because I think it's fucking funny. And then you get some random self-righteous twat who wants to come in and be like, whoa, how dare you? This is supposed to be serious. How dare you laugh about this situation that's very laughable and ironic? I am morally superior to you because I have no sense of humor. Okay, well, that's on you. No counting for taste.
But it's been going on for 4 years. If you are concerned about a sexual predator going to a convention, going to a school, you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to build a case against the guy because he could hurt anybody outside of anywhere. And he could have.
No! That's not no. You're talking about like vigilante justice. If you're concerned about a sexual predator, then be concerned about a sexual predator. If you're concerned that there's somebody you think is a sexual predator going to a convention, contact the convention in a reasonable manner and say, "Hey, you're inviting this person. I'm concerned about that as an event goer." Yada 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 yada. What he's saying that that was a bad thing to like attempting to get Vic canceled at the middle school, but now you're asking them to do the thing that you're saying that they shouldn't do. Bro, pick a lane.
Done so by now. That's the thing about. That's the big flaw with Kick Vic.
That he keeps getting canceled because of his own behavior? It's not on any individual to go on and go follow every single thing Vic Mignogna does and make a case against him. Like I said, look, watch me make a case real quick. Dude went on Twitch to his followers that majority are, or a large portion of, are underage and waved his fucking underwear around at them while talking about his crotch. Maybe he shouldn't go to a middle school. Maybe the middle school should reevaluate whether or not they want to have him there. And then you let the convention do the work.
But people are gonna get hurt from either side, regardless,
Who?
until there's damage control. And there's no damage
Who?
control on
Show me
Twitter.
where.
There really isn't.
Show me all the damage that has been done to the Kick Vic side and individuals or in the I stand with Vic sides, and show me like the personal damages that they have wrought via Vic Mignogna because Vic Mignogna didn't go to a middle school. Show me where. I'm sure that there have been people who've had their feelings hurt. I'm sure there are people who've had their reputations fucking destroyed for other reasons, but not because Vic Mignogna didn't go to a fucking middle school convention. Tell Elmo.
Not over this especially.
Alright, you know what? Hold on. We gotta take a break. I gotta get a drink. I'll be back. I'll be back in 1 second. I can only deal with so much of this at a time before I gotta be like, alright, hold on. Hold on. Be right back. Back. Look at how fancy that is. Lovely. Alright, I'll be back in a moment. Hello. Um, yeah, you're right. Somebody made a point in the chat that I saw as I was walking away. They said this guy's tone for somebody who's tone policing. This guy's tone really leaves something to be desired. Yeah, the I'm better than I am so greater than thou condescension um is pretty yikes. Um, I'm talking about the tone of his voice. That's not his natural cadence. It's being forced like he's trying to sound royal or some BS. It's annoying as fuck. He's been looking down on everyone in the entire video and it's gross. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's just I don't know
He's
what's
talking
gotten
like he's
into
totally
her. She's been
disgusted.
doing this for like a year or so. I don't know. This is stupid.
You're
This
asking
is
her to
completely
build, but you
stupid.
just asked her to build a case. If you just asked her to build a case, then why are you surprised that she's following all these accounts and keeping an eye on things? You're trying to have your cake and eat it too. You're trying to say what they're doing is unacceptable and then expecting them to do the thing that you're saying that they're doing. And that you haven't even shown that they're actually doing that thing.
And then she did this. This is slander right here.
The kids are already in danger with Vic and Chuck visiting, and you're really using a school shooter to justify your meltdown. That's not slander. That's an opinion. I mean, saying the kids are already in danger is a statement of fact, right? Like, she's saying it as a statement of fact based on her opinion, which I think she could probably justify pretty easily.
And comparing Vic Mignogna and Chuck Huber to a shooter.
No, she's not. Learn how to read. That's not what that says at all. That's not at all what that says. That's not even close to what that says. Read that again.
Or rather, pitting them against this person's comparison or whatever.
Holy shit. No. No. All right, I'm going to read out what they say because this person is really, really, really bad at presenting information. The screenshot says, I stand with Vic posting their L's online, right? Says, this is not the same person as that. These are all different people that they're going through, and they're just not really doing a very good job of differentiating who they're talking about. But this is not the same person that was commenting under that he said it was unacceptable that they responded on their own fucking thread. Um so this person who's they've covered the name of, it's really convenient that you're covering the names of one side of people. Funny that. Um I stand with Vic. They're retweeting this person and it says name, are you seriously using school shootings to ellipses? I don't even know what you're trying to prove anymore. And they retweeted that and said, says the person who made the situation of Amanda putting kids in danger about Vic. And then I don't know who Amanda is, but okay. And then the kids are already in danger with these people visiting, and you're really using a school shooter to justify your meltdown with a picture that says, I can't read that. So I think it says something about tell the families. So this is really unclear. I can't really tell what he's trying to say here. In no way does this read to me like this person is saying that Vic Mignogna is a school shooter.
I know about this person, but you two feed off of each other, literally. It,
One side is using a mass shoot, according to the screenshot, assuming what the screenshot says is true. One person is using a school shooter to justify a personal meltdown to an unrelated situation that this other person doesn't understand, and you're trying to pretend that they're feeding into each other. Stop bullshit playing, trying to play. The person who's playing both sides right now is you. It's you.
it's just shocking that you do this. Mars girl.
Switch to a different person with no explanation, no understanding, no demonstration of what the fuck they're talking about. Screenshot that says, no one should ever want to see Vic Mignogna ever. He's a fucking sex pest who stuck his hand down the back of my pants at Sakura Con back in the day. I was 17 at the time. Mars Girl tweeting, like, with that screenshot tweeting out, I see whichever fan club member is accessing Vic's account today untagged him from this tweet.
She's sharing this.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is,
What's your thing?
you go, no one should ever want to see Vic Mignogna ever.
Who's
He's a
you? The person's ad is hiding. Who's you? So it's not Mars Girl saying that.
yeah, whatever it says. Okay, that's like me going to Monica Rial's website and leaving. No one should ever want to meet Monica Rial.
Why would it be the same as going to her website? You could just tweet that out. You could just tweet out nobody should ever want to see Monica Rial, and then just leave it at that. You could or could not leave a reason, right? Let's pretend the person who left this screenshot is lying. That's not on Vic's website. That's a tweet. It's a tweet. It's a tweet that it's something he was tagged in. So if you said and tweeted at, why are you changing the scenario into if I went to her website?
She called me fat and had.
Are you really saying? Are you really? I was worried about where you were going to go with this. I'm going to put this back and let him say out his whole example.
Yeah, whatever it says. Okay, that's like me going to Monica Rial's website and leaving. No one should ever want to meet Monica Rial. She called me fat and had everyone laugh at me. And I tag Sakura Khan.
Do we really need to talk about how those are not even remotely close to the same fucking thing? You want to talk about how that's not even close to the same fucking thing? You're calling somebody in fat and then everybody yelling at you is not the same as this adult man stuck his hands down my pants at this convention. I was 17. How is that even close to an apt comparison? Whether it's true or not, even if this person is lying, even if this person is lying about whether or not Vic did or did not do that, it is not even remotely comparative. So no. And there'd be no reason for you to tag Sakura-con. Unless it happened at Sakura-con. So if you say, I met Monica Rial at Sakura-con and she called me fat, then everybody laughed at me, then yeah, it would make sense. But there's a really big difference between somebody calling you fat and being molested.
And then I tag Funimation or whatever, or some type of event that's happening where Monica's going. And I just leave it at that. Then I do the Baywatch walk or whatever. And like nothing happened. Like that epic spy music just kicks in because I just did my job by saying what I was gonna say, hoping that this is gonna cancel Vic or cancel Monica. No.
You asked people to build a case and then bring it forward. This person is building a case and bringing it forward. That's what you asked them to do.
Get over yourselves. This is not some Super Smash Brothers
Yeah,
moment.
just get over that molestation that you said happened to you. Just get over it. It's fine. Just let the person who molested you as an underage person be around other underage people. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't think this guy realizes the fuck what he's saying.
Where you can just jump in where everyone's here and just tag in and say your line, your one liner, and then just leave and say, take that, Vic.
Yes, you can. It's Twitter. You can absolutely just tag people on Twitter. It's a public forum. It's not like it's privately owned. It's not a private place.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Who the hell do you think you are? How dare you? Leave Vic alone! over a middle school event. Over a middle school event. It's reached a level I couldn't believe it. These accusations about Vic have been going around for years. This one about the hand down the pants, this is not a new accusation. This accusation has been around for a while. For a while.
And if you're lying about this, you need to answer to so many people you have wronged just by lying to them.
So then show that they're lying. Because you have to, for them to have robbed somebody, you have to show that they're lying, so show that they're lying before you actually try to throw this person under the bus.
Because you're just full of it.
Oh, Vic Mignogna, you're
I
a
don't know what you've
dick. It
been through,
tastes
but if
so
you know that you told
good.
that lie,
I don't know what you've been through, but if you know that you told that lie, so you don't know if they're lying or not, you're just calling them a liar and saying that they need to be held accountable and they need to apologize to people and what they're doing, and then you're trying to backpedal and say, but I don't actually know if they're lying or not. But if you did, so bring something forward, my guy.
then you are at fault
You are at
for what
fault.
is ever going to happen to Vic if he ends up getting hurt, or if
Whatever's gonna happen to Vic if he ends up getting hurt. If he ends up getting hurt by what? His reputation is the trash. His reputation is a literal, like, dumpster that's just smoldering. It's not even burning anymore. It's just a smolder of fire that every so often he just likes to throw a little bit of gasoline on.
Kick Vic gets hurt because of you. And this dude right here, I really, I just, I've seen, I've seen this dude's face on a website where he was getting doxxed,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how
Was that Kiwi Farms? Are you a Kiwi Farms frequenter? Is that where you saw his face getting doxxed?
he could stand to do this. Like I just don't. I don't know how any.
Okay, so this guy has been doxxed on some website somewhere, and this guy doesn't understand how this person who's got doxxed could say this thing. So what did the person say? Well, they've got a screenshot that says, is a retweet of somebody else who's got a screenshot. So, who's also got a retweet of somebody else who's got a screenshot. This is some fucking Twitter inception here. So the first screenshot said, of course he doesn't believe you. The truth doesn't matter to these I stand with Vic morons, regardless of how much they pretend it does. I honestly do not understand what they think lying like this is. And then it cuts off. The person who retweeted that screenshot said, we have affidavits and testimonies from associates, constaff, and even his ex-fiance. All Vic has to offer is mere speculation, conspiracy theories from a drunk-ass lawyer, and stuff, ellipses. Which is then a screenshot that says, which is being retweeted, and the screenshot that says, quote, we have affidavits and testimonies from associates, on staff, and even his ex-fiance, all of which has been debunked dozens of times over and is no longer credible. Try again. And then Underdog had then retweeted with this screenshot that said, or sorry, had then tweeted with this screenshot that says, Razor is so detached from reality, which is the person who tweeted it. Those affidavits didn't get debunked. The only thing that's no longer credible is Vic's lawsuit. I mean, it wasn't credible in the first place, but still, face it, Vic lost. Vic did lose. He lost that lawsuit. It was all shit canned. And his lawyer was, he hired a real estate lawyer for a case that was for, defamation, and the reason he hired that lawyer is because Rakita Law, who's a YouTube lawyer, got involved, made a GoFundMe where that money went to the lawyer that he chose, which was his friend. And there's never been any receipts shown for where that money actually went or any billing that's ever actually been shown. And Vic, in fact, said that he never saw any of that money, so he doesn't know. So take that for what you will, but yeah, you don't debunk that's not how an affidavit works. So, like, Basically, if you don't know what an affidavit is you swear under law that this is the case as far as you recall, or like to the best of your knowledge, this is what you have to offer to the case. So it's basically like witness testimony outside of an actual courtroom. Um, as for like it being debunked, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that stuff getting debunked. So okay, whatever. But what does any of this, anything in any of these screenshots, have to do with this person being doxxed or not? Like, what is the I don't know how you could do something like this? Like, say something that wasn't debunked was not debunked, and that Vic lost his lawsuit. So I guess if you get doxxed or there's a threat of you getting doxxed, you can't say anything about anything ever or about the case. The guy is making statements of fact.
Any Kick Vicar can stand to gloat about Vic being a predator. If you're
Nothing about this is about Vic being a predator. This is all about whether or not there were affidavits. Nothing in the screenshot said anything about being a predator.
saying he's dangerous, if you're saying he lost an appeal,
He didn't just lose an appeal. He lost more than an appeal. That's disingenuous.
like, I don't know.
This video's from 3 days ago. Like, he lost more than an appeal.
How is it funny? Like the other dude that I was talking about, like, how is it funny to you? Especially if he does win. Oh, he's not gonna win. Thing is, he's out in the open.
Oh yeah, he is out in the open. Vic? Oh, definitely out in the open.
He's talking to people. Why are you not worried when he's with Chuck? Why are you not worried when he's out in the open? Why are you not worried when he's in a hotel, when he's by himself, where he could call up somebody or do any of the things you said he already did?
What the fuck are you talking about? Because people can only be concerned about things so much. Like, who's gonna be fucking sitting around thinking about Vic so fucking much? Like, why? What are you? What?
Why are you not worried? Why are you not worried where he goes to someone's house? You're not worried about him having a friend named Bob who has a wife named Jill who has kids.
Why
You're
aren't you worried about these made up scenarios?
not worried about that. It's like freaking Devil May Cry, the animation, where someone calls Dante. Someone calls him and says, "Oh, Black Mignogna is doing things again. Send me the location." Okay, how does that work when it comes to a sexual predator? Being
So now you're asking why these people aren't stalking his house and following him around and getting in contact with everyone he ever talks to, literally ever, and then calling a hitman mercenary on him? Huh? What? Nobody online is going to be able to quote unquote stop Vic Mignogna from living his day to day life. And as far as I know, nobody wants to stop him from living his day to day life. The closest thing you got to that is people thinking that he should be in jail, but that's not them going out of their way to stop him from living his day to day life. That's just a fucking, like, opinion, man. On the other hand, you're not gonna. The things that they can do and they can affect, they seem to be doing by saying, hey, maybe he shouldn't be around children if he's going to be waving his underwear around on the internet. That might not be a very good role model-y type person to have speaking at a school. Also, why specifically Devil May Cry the animation? Because, like, calling Dante up to go deal with something is in the games too, except for the new DMC Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry. But that's because it's supposed to be an origin story, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. Did I call that new? That's not new anymore. I apologize.
being a sexual predator is not a job. It's actually what someone is, if they are one. It's not like they work like, daily as a sexual predator, like Batman or Spider-Man. That's a very bad comparison, but yeah, no, just forget. It's not a job
Nobody said it was.
because I just lost my
You don't
train
need
of
to
thought.
listen. You don't need to train of thought. You had a thought that you were trying to follow. You have lost me, my friend. But I don't think anybody was saying it's Vic Mignogna's 9 to 5 to just be a fucking sexual weirdo. Like I don't think anybody was saying that.
This guy
The thing on screen, by the way, is just an account getting nuked into oblivion for being hateful.
right here, because honestly, you said I stand with Vic, um, supports predators. Here you are, you two got something going on. Of course, it doesn't look like they do here, but you do.
Of course, it doesn't look like they do here in the thing that I'm showing, but you do. You just have to trust me, bro.
They ended up talking to each other again, arguing and stuff, past the point that I have in this video. Of course, he's gone AWOL and stuff. I don't have anything against him.
I don't have anything against this one person who seems to be causing problems to everybody, but
You, my friend,
but you
however, what you did to him was completely out of line.
completely out of line. Yeah! Cool dudes don't look at explosions. this dude, bro, you are watching too much anime. Out of line. Okay, so let's see what he shows that's out of line because this is the one he switched to. Like, it's really fucking important. So let's see. View this from an account you've got blocked or muted or something. So we can't see the ones below it, but this one says, may as well bring this out for whenever Helion tries to weaponize his parents for attacking people. 0 days since Helion mentioned his parents in a long, unrelated thread. Wow. Out of line! I don't understand what's the what did they do that was so out of line? They made a meme about somebody using some kind of thing in their life as a shield in unrelated topics. People do that. That's a thing that happens, particularly when they get defensive or particularly when they're losing an argument. That is a thing that people do. It's not something I particularly smile upon. It's usually annoying and is besides the point. So calling that out just as your memes are out of line. The judgment comes down, bring the gavel. Out of line. Somebody pull up the Captain Hook from movie Hook. Bad form. Bad form. Out of line. Okay.
You decided to bring his parents back into it. Oh, he brought
Yo! Oh, this person decided to bring his parents into it when he's the one who's bringing up his parents on every other fucking thread. Yeah, no, they're not the one bringing the parents back in if they've never fucking left the conversation. I don't know anything about these fucking people, and this shit makes no sense.
his parents back into it because he's talking about how people keep disrespecting his parents. So I did this for the
What is his dad work at Nintendo? What the fuck does this have to do with anything?
greater good of humankind. No, you didn't. You did it for yourself. You did it for your ego. Sick and tired of people like you. Kept using this Gohan picture and then you eventually changed it. Your ego talks more than your own brain cells. And you felt the need to do this. You didn't feel the need to do this. You wanted to do this. You want to put on an impression.
Feel the need to do.
And I noticed that you mellowed out too ever since you did it. Because you ended up talking to him again instead of trying to get rid of him. So you struck a nerve in your own system. No one should do this. And yes, his parents are deceased.
So can somebody please get like this guy in a meme that just says, "How dare you!" Out of line. Okay. What
You
does the guy having dead parents have to do with anything to do with Vic Mignogna? So thank you for making the point that there's no reason why Helion should be bringing their parents into any discussions about Vic Mignogna because it's not relevant information. So I think you just made the point for this other person.
know that his parents are gone. That's why you didn't put deceased parents. You want to make it look ambiguous or make it seem like, a suspense that, oh, he could be lying about his parents being dead. No, they're gone.
So what? I it's gonna sound callous of me, but so what? Does his parents being alive or dead have anything to do with whether or not Vic Mignogna should be attending an event at a middle school? At all, in any capacity, or have anything to do with Vic Mignogna at all, or have anything to do with people criticizing them over their opinions about or arguments about whether or not Vic Mignogna should be or didn't do or did do whatever thing you're talking about that day. Completely irrelevant. And on the other hand, why should anybody on the internet give a shit? And there's people who are going to be more or less sympathetic to stuff like that, and that's okay, fine, whatever. But that's going to be on the individual, and why should they care? How dare you? Because now you've brought his dead parents into this, and now I've got to bring up some dead parents. Now we're all talking about dead parents. Is this the villain origin story? Is this why you compared it to J. Jonah Jameson? Because Peter Parker has dead parents? Maybe? Depending on the storyline you're following? What a weird way to find out somebody I don't know's parents are dead. Sorry for your loss.
This is going to be related to what I'm about to tackle right now. Honestly, let's take a look at this.
Wait, what the fuck was that one? Finding out my ex-favorite voice actor, Vic Mignogna, is a rapist was the worst news ever. I remember the day that news came out, bro. Whatever, though, he can die, lol. Okay, yeah, somebody not being interested. And, like, having an opinion about it. Oh god, no, not feelings. Okay.
Honestly, let's take a look at this. Not being a registered sex offender doesn't mean someone isn't a sex pest.
Correct. Yes. You can be a sex pest without being registered or being charged or being caught because those are different words that mean different things.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
That
Okay.
is true. You could be unregistered. You could
Yeah.
have been getting away with it. You could have been off the radar.
Uh-huh.
You could have been somebody that the court keeps saying, oh, they're okay, when they're not.
Sure.
Lawsuits have determined that calling someone a predator is a statement of opinion and thus is protected by free speech. Okay, let's do this. So,
Okay, well, that's not quite how free speech works, but yeah, okay. It just means that you wouldn't get in trouble with the law. I don't know if it would really fall under free speech protections, but it would fall under like opinion like protections of like you wouldn't be hit with a slap suit, depending on the state.
so basically, oh, I think he's a predator.
Huh?
I don't know. He looks suspicious, but not to the extent of looking like a predator. There's something else wrong with him.
What does a predator look like?
Well, duh.
Nobody was judging Vic Mignogna based on the way that because he looked like a predator. It was his behaviors that tipped people off to whether or not they believe he is or is not a predator.
He might be a predator. Yeah, I'm gonna go look into it. So basically,
What?
it's not wrong to actually say, hey, this person seems like a potential predator because there's some evidence pointing to that. Okay, okay, you can say that. But guess what? That's not really a matter of freedom of speech. That's a matter of concern.
Yeah, because it wouldn't. Sure, it would be protected in a court of law, is what Mars Girl is saying. Freedom of speech is a bit of a misnomer. Um, freedom of speech is more related to like whether or not the government can come after you for something, not whether or not somebody could sue you. for like libel or slander or whatever. So what?
And then you go on to say that lawsuits have determined that calling someone a predator is a statement of opinion and thus is protected by free. I meant to. Okay, I'm tongue tied. So
Yeah,
basically,
shows your brain.
she's saying that the law permits people to say someone is a sex predator.
The law permits people to have opinions without being haggard or chased down or accosted by lawsuits. Yes,
But then why, if it's an opinion, why is it okay for you to say he is in fact a sex predator?
because she didn't say he was a sexual predator. She said she was a sex. He said he was. She said he was a sex pest. But even if you are gonna say those things are the same thing, which is fine, you can do that. I'm sure there are interpretations of that that would mean that they're the same thing. Then it's her opinion. That's what she's saying. And so her opinion would be protected and not be in trouble with a lawsuit, or would be upheld in a lawsuit at the very least. That's what they're saying.
You're saying that's why this particular sex predator lost his lawsuit.
Yes. One of the
And
reasons.
honestly, there's a flaw with that.
Okay.
Here's right here. There are so many things wrong with many of these tweets. Invasion
Where are you getting this from? What is this? What is this text from? What's your source? Can you please citate? Like, what's the citation? Is this your script? This is the first thing you're actually reading out properly.
of privacy, for one, taking the law into your own hands. None
You
of
asked them to take the law in their own hands. You asked them earlier to build a case.
you are Twitter mods. None of you have contacted law enforcement to help prevent Vic Mignogna and Chuck Huber from reaching the school. Not
You don't know that.
being a registered sex offender is still a big deal, even if it is a statement of opinion in the eyes of a court. That is a
What? Not being a registered sex offender is still a big deal, even if it. You mean calling someone a sex offender when they're not registered is still a big deal in the eyes of a court? You're saying that a court isn't guaranteed to rule against or rule in your favor? Because if that's the case, then yes.
flawed system, considering several of you KV members want him in jail but don't pursue that goal.
Thinking somebody should be in jail doesn't mean you're pursuing putting him in jail. Thinking that, again, this is just a matter of opinion, bro. Thinking somebody should be in jail doesn't mean you're actually doing anything about it, or you think that you have the right things to even be capable of sending the person to jail. This is complete non sequitur.
Harassment. That's what it is. Number 6. Number 7. Mars Girl said Vic lost a lawsuit due to his predator label being protected by free speech. False. Others have said lack of evidence, and because of Vic not
Having more than one reason, it doesn't negate that being one of the reasons, but okay.
having good lawyers. I've heard that the judge denied the appeal due to insufficient evidence. Mars Girl, you're not a judge. If a court
Neither are you.
acknowledged Vic as a predator, they wouldn't let him walk free.
He wasn't under for that. That's not what he was in court for, asshole. He was in court because he brought forth the lawsuit. And the lawsuit he brought forth was for slander, libel, etc., defamation. And so, because it was a defamation case, there was no chance that Vic would go to jail for it, or Vic would be jailed for anything related to that case, because it was a defamation case, not a criminal case, asshole. If you're gonna try and play like you know fucking the law, and you're gonna nitpick other people's language because they're not using technical legal terms, then you better fucking know the difference between a civil lawsuit and a criminal suit. He wasn't there to be judged to be a predator or not. He was there to be found out if whether or not people that were saying things and making statements about him, if he could prove that it was defamation on their part. He was not able to do so for a multitude of reasons. One, it being their fucking opinion, man, and he couldn't get beyond that point. Was that because his lawyers were bad? Maybe. Was it because he didn't have a proper case or enough evidence? Also, maybe. It can be all of those things, but the conclusion remains. So it doesn't matter. The court could not have made any kind of discernment about whether or not Vic is a sexual predator because that's not what they were there to do. The only thing that could have happened related to this is if during his defamation, one of the questions ended up with Vic admitting to doing some kind of criminal activity with underage children, then it would be pursued in a separate case would have been brought based on his deposition. That's the only way anything would have happened that direction. It would have had to have been a whole separate thing. All right. His arrogant, condescending fucking tone, like he knows what he's talking about, while he's just explaining something so incredibly incorrect, is amazing to me.
If it's free speech, then why do you keep warning people like he is, for a fact, a predator? That makes no sense. It's like you think he is. He seems like it. Therefore, he is.
He's making me seem like he's like the guy with the board in It's Always Sunny, and he's just like, look at all the things. He's got Mars Girl stuff all over the board, and he's got little strings fucking attached to it. My god.
That makes absolutely no sense. And you do all this.
It makes sense because you don't understand what you're talking about.
To keep tabs on one guy or his friends. That's stalking.
You asked them to do that. You said that the thing that they should be doing is contacting. Why aren't you worried about who he's going to see? Why aren't you worried about the hotel that he's in? Why aren't you worried about this and that? And now you're like, oh, they had like a thread during one of the days because I'm looking at the timestamps on like these were all tweeted within one day of each other, assuming that these are screenshots taken as they were happening and not just there's somebody going around following Mars Girl's shit and screenshotting everything she's doing. So that's fine, and you doing it is fine, but you don't want them to do it to Vic. But if they're going to actually have any problems with Vic, they should be doing it to Vic because you were describing vigilante justice before. So make up your fucking mind.
Harassing him.
How is having conversations about somebody with what they did in public harassment? What do you think harassment is? Talking publicly about somebody's public actions isn't fucking harassment. A little bit, you're gonna need a little bit more than that.
And honestly, going on to this is why I want to get to this.
There's a reason why this guy's not actually going through and reading through the screenshots he's posting. He's just saying his opinion on top of these screenshots because he wants to impose his opinion and conspiracy theories onto whoever he's fucking showing. That's what he's doing. It's a dirty, underhanded trick that doesn't work on anybody with 2 brain cells or anybody with a pause button.
The lawsuits he lost were over him being called a sex pest. First Amendment protected this, and thus he lost. He isn't registered as a predator, doesn't mean he doesn't act like one. So, what about people who have a right to say, I don't think he is? It doesn't.
What about them? Nobody's saying they can't say that. Who's gonna sue somebody for saying, I don't think this person is a problem?
Matter to you, does it? You're gonna be like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. That's what you say.
Right.
Or, well, okay. Here's the thing. A lot of KVers have done more so in saying, you're wrong, he is a sex predator, and kept trying to prove it compared to those who are like, okay, that's your opinion.
Okay, then show that. Show me a chart. Show me a graph. Show me, like, here's the number of times I went through Twitter. I've been following this for a couple of months. Here's all the tweets from these people about Vic Mignogna. Here's all the tweets from these people about Vic Mignogna. I've taken out the ones that are just discussion and only put the ones that are showing evidence and, like, show me what that one group is doing more than the other. I will definitely say that one group is definitely more effective and the other. The I stand with Vic people have like brainlets like this that are the best art. This is their A team, and, and this is the best that they've got. Whereas all it takes is Vic Mignogna. You don't need any of the Kick Vic people to do anything. Vic Mignogna himself is his own behavior is problematic. They don't need to do anything. Like you admitted at the beginning, there is no indication that the Kick Vic people were actually the people who got Vic Mignogna removed from the middle school event, right? So they didn't do anything. Another good example is something that Kick Vic people did do is they found out, like, Vic Mignogna announced that he was just going to show up at a venue that was like a hotel or something, and somebody knew the hotel and called the hotel and said, "Hey, this guy's planning on showing up and holding an event at your place. Are you aware of this?" So he was trying to trespass and just expected them to go along with it. He didn't schedule anything there. So he was disallowed at the venue.
And out of some of those are like, okay, that's your opinion. They actually go behind those people's backs and they start building up the fire against Vic. It,
Vic builds the fire against Vic. Vic's behavior is the thing that's problematic, my guy. People talking about how and why it's problematic isn't anybody's problem. Why do they have to going behind people's back? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Who was the person who like talked to you in a friendly manner about their opinions versus your opinions about Vic Mignogna, and then you agreed to disagree, said had a nice day, and then they continued talking about Vic Mignogna's problematic shit over here, and then you took fucking offense to that.
it's just incredible. It really is.
Going behind people's backs. Okay, show that, I guess. Literally none of this. These are the same tweets, by the way. He's not showing when he's saying that there's way more that one side is doing. We've already seen all like these tweets before, right? Right? He's shown these ones, particularly this one he showed and this one he showed. This one he already showed. So he is repeating and showing the same ones. If they had so many, you would show them.
Oh, jeez.
Oh jeez. Oh gosh, Scoob. Zoinks, man.
So here's the thing.
Uh-huh. What's the
He
thing?
didn't provide sufficient evidence. That's what the judge said. At least from what I've read and what I've heard. This right here is different from that.
The lawsuit he lost were over him being called a sex pest. First Amendment protected this, and thus he lost. Yeah, losing for more than one reason is possible. Not showing enough evidence that that he was in fact not a sex pest, or enough evidence to show that it was defamation on the part of the people calling him a sex pest, would count as insufficient evidence. Those aren't different.
You're saying it's free speech. They figured out he's a predator.
No, they didn't figure that out. That's not what the lawsuit was about.
That's why he lost.
No, nobody
These are
said
not the
that.
same thing.
Nobody said
Oh,
that
but
thing.
somebody would probably tell me that, well, he lost because of 1, 2, and 3. He lost because he was called a sex predator. He lost because
No, that's not what that says.
the court knows he's a sex predator and stuff.
No, nobody said that either.
And that it just didn't go through because they are aware of the fact that, hey, it goes by this amendment.
No,
The amendment protects that.
no.
My thing is,
Your thing is that you can't read, and your cognitive dissonance is getting in the way because you're too busy being self-righteous and talking down to everybody about things you don't know about.
Because of this. This is one of the three. You
Mm-hmm.
say he's documented. That
Yes, is documented in the court. Correct.
means they know. They don't know. They don't think it.
No, that's not what that means. It means that there's documentation in the court about his behavior. That's what that means.
That is completely false. You're slandering.
You might be able to say that it's overreaching, but I don't know. You've got his deposition, and in his deposition, Vic said that he propositioned two 21-year-old twins to have a three-way with him. And if you want to call that being a sexual predator, then and give your reasoning as to why you might think that, then you might have a case on your hands. But that is documented in the court. Your opinion about it being sexual predator is the opinion part. Because he's not, that's not what the case was about. So no.
You say basically what she says.
No.
He's not registered, but he could very well act like one. And so she takes it up a notch again by saying he pretty much is one, even though the court doesn't seem to brand him as such. They can sense it, basically.
No.
Or it's like whatever. It's an opinion. Go knock yourselves out. This insufficient. Insufficient. It's like wait, where the heck?
Wait a minute.
Insufficient.
Oh, hold on. I need to turn my brain back on because I realized that I didn't fucking read what this said.
Like that has nothing to do with this. Problem is you aren't including that. You're not saying and insufficient evidence.
Have you noticed that he's talking about different people tweeting different things? He's expecting Mars Girl in a separate tweet from Underdog to be saying, oh, and? This is such a fucking reach, it's amazing. This is. I gotta say, my dude, enter Cirque du Soleil, my friend. Because this is impressive. This is Olympic level fucking gymnastics here, my guy. You're asking somebody to say this and this when they're different people. Unless you're saying that Underdog is Mars Girl and that's one of the accounts that you started by saying, oh, all these people have accounts where it's actually just them.
Over this guy who was going to an event, not you, Vic and Chuck, going to an event at a middle school, you're arguing about the court system, basically. So you know what you should have done? You should have blamed the court system for not having Vic in jail.
No, because that's not what the court was there to do. For the final last time, because I'm not going to bother saying it again. The court was there to determine defamation in a lawsuit that Vic brought forth. Nobody was suing Vic. Vic was suing other people. I think they countersued him so they could get damages back and all that fun stuff. But he started the lawsuit for defamation. It wasn't. What did you think? He was gonna sue them for him being a pest? What are you talking about? And it wasn't a criminal case. So no. That's not what the court was there to do.
If you're in the right, that is. But then
No.
you tell people, oh, he just has to pay his fees and stuff. That's because he lost. He lost. If Vic lost, why are you doing all this?
If Vic lost his defamation lawsuit, why would people talk about his continued behavior after the lawsuit? Weird. I don't know why people would talk about about Vic Mignogna's behavior escalating to waving his underwear around on a Twitch stream. How bizarre.
You're coping. Losers?
Oh, wait, didn't you say that you shouldn't tell people to cope? You shouldn't invoke that onto people, and now you're doing that? Okay.
BT? Mars Girl, Monica, Jamie? All of you losers are coping. by telling people to cope
Rejection.
and by pretending Vic lost. If Vic lost, why is he working on projects? Why is he moving on? He's moving on and he's trying to get things straight. So
because that whether you can lose and then continue your life, it's not a fucking death sentence, my guy. What are you talking about? Also, I have no idea what projects he's supposed to be working on, but I don't really care. I can't believe you dared to try to start this stream or video by lying to everybody and saying you're not like a Vic Mignogna supporter. Because only one person sounds like a coping loser here.
don't even say, oh, he's not moving on. He's still trying to sue Monica and just stop.
I mean, he's not moving on based on his own behavior and how much he keeps bitching about how all these people are still trying to come after him when they're literally not.
So here's my thing.
Hey, Rez, welcome.
Right here, because I'm going to read this in my new video too. I'm going to include some of these things in a new video because I got to really touch bases when it comes to this. Let me start with BT. BT, if the affidavits didn't get debunked, they also didn't prove Vic is a sexual predator, or else he wouldn't be walking out in the open.
That is not true. Predators go free all the fucking time.
Dude, why are you laughing like Vic is a joke when you and KV say he's a predator? Predators
You can be both.
are dangerous, and by your definition, Vic is dangerous. Number 2.
Vic is only dangerous if he's around the wrong people, though, according to their accusations, right? So if you say that Vic is a danger to children and he's not around children, there's no need for concern.
Don't ever involve the First Amendment with an allegation. Allegations and free speech are separate things, considering people like you insist Vic is, as opposed to saying we think he is a sex offender.
Shortness of language, especially on Twitter, is normal.
Number 3. You say just because he isn't an official predator doesn't mean he is not.
That is correct. That is how that works.
Yes, that is true for anyone who is an unregistered threat, but not if you seem concerned about Vic terrorizing anyone only when he is going to events.
Right, because that's where the people who have been victimized, according to their statements. If he's not around conventions to verbally assault staff, and he's not around conventions to be around vulnerable underaged fans, then he's not a threat to those people.
Why is that?
I just explained it. You're welcome.
Dangerous, the law would know. You say the law knows. Then why has he not been arrested if he's dangerous? Some of you
Because that's not how any of the law you're talking about functions. It's a different portion of the legal system. My god. He hasn't been charged. He hasn't been charged with any criminal activity. Because victims don't have to report things. Because victims don't have to go through charges. Because some victims have shit happen to them and they don't want to go through the legal system. Or it's not worth going to the legal system for that individual. And that's a hard decision to fucking make.
KVers say he should be arrested. Then what's stopping you?
I would love to have this guy on and have a conversation. Let me do something real quick. I'm already aware that my video has been screenshot and sent to Vic, which counts as a potential harassment. Anyone want to waste time attacking people in the comment section? Don't waste time. I can't control you. Yes, you can. It's your comment section. However, you are clearly proving more and more stealth, blah, 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 blah. Bro, I have a channel that talks about this, and I'm about halfway through your video currently, and you get some stuff seriously. Oh no, it's not even. Would you like to come on and maybe clarify some of the things you're trying to get across here? Question mark. Hit me up with your schedule and we can set up a time to stream. I have some push back. Alright, let's keep going.
You say Vic lost, and why is he working on projects? He's been moving on at the same time. He's been fighting. So many contradictions. And last but not least.
What?
So, Vic is a dangerous sexual predator. Doesn't need to be in jail. He just needs to pay fees and accept his L's because Vic can't hurt anyone as long as we get him banned from events. Yet, you act like the police can't do their job.
They can't. The police can't do anything if he doesn't. There has to be a victim first. And so preventing the victims ahead of time was the goal.
Unbelievably stupid, considering that there's been a few Kick Vicers that say he needs to be in prison, needs to be in jail, and some wish him dead, literally.
Yeah, that's not what they said. They said he could.
Which brings us back to this one right here.
They're literally saying they don't care. They're basically saying if he died, they wouldn't care. There's not wishing him dead. Stop being so fragile.
Why are you all okay with this?
Because it's not actually problematic. You've only invented it and you're pretending it's problematic because you want to suck Vic Mignogna's dick for some fucking reason.
Of you. I know plenty of you are, actually. So let me not say any.
Thought crime
there are plenty of people who are okay with this. You call this free speech right here?
Yes.
That's inciting hate.
No, it's not.
Inciting hate is not part of free speech. That's abuse of freedom of speech.
No, it's not.
What you're doing is abuse of freedom of speech. I have
Prove
people
it.
in a law enforcement group in my family.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I have people in law enforcement groups in my family, therefore I don't understand the difference between civil and criminal court! Ta-da!
You may as well tell me you do too, but that doesn't make you sane. That doesn't mean you're right.
Great, so it doesn't mean that you're right either. Cool! Way to undermine your own point! Nah!
I'm saying I take it seriously. And if you do have people that are part of law enforcement in your family,
if you were taking this seriously, you would actually do your research and you would actually present something that's coherent, makes sense, and is like concise, and you would have a point.
Don't take them seriously. You lie to them. Pretty much the same way you're lying.
No, you're the one who's lying. That you have not accurately represented a single screenshot you've shown so far. And that's actually kind of impressive.
Us. This school has been through enough. More than enough. And even if they weren't experiencing these things, they don't need your trash. They don't.
What are you talking about? The school's been through some shit before, therefore, what? So what? Are people going to the school with guns? Are people protesting outside the school with Vic Mignogna being there? Or is Vic Mignogna just not going because he was waving his underwear around a bunch of fucking kids on a Twitch stream? You haven't tied these two things together. You even said at the beginning that these people did not do this, did not seem to be the ones who got Vic shut down from this event. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Never did.
They also don't deserve to have a fucking predator invited to their school by accident because they didn't happen to know some information because they're not following Vic's fucking Twitch.
which leads me to talk about this guy. So Jack, he's a doxer, likes to go pick fights, likes to dox people, and make it seem like he's not. So he just has like
So you're putting the tweet with the person's name up without the person's name redacted. Okay.
this. He has two different impressions
Thus
for me:
attributing to the
Scruff
doxing.
McGruff and Terminator, Arnie Terminator, Arnienator. So I'm just gonna go and just say this right now, and how I could just interpret it best. When it comes to him antagonizing losers, yes, he's actually antagonizing her here. I can't believe I'm saying this, especially after I blocked him for leaving like a like on an insulting tweet Ryan Strong made about me a month ago. Before
And now you're using the person's name that was being doxed? Okay.
I brought up his father, Rick Strong. Losers, you're asking for it, especially with Stadler, who is without a doubt a true I Stand with Vic member. Oh my freaking god, man. Really? So, you doxed Exile, because that's Eileen's name, Eileen Exile, and you doxed his father's name,
Which you just brought up and said, and okay.
and you know that his parents are both deceased,
This is a locked Twitter account, by the way. You can tell by the little locky thing.
and then you try to lay it on her for actually doing it. I know the Kick Vicars who did it, who actually doxed his parents' names. But oh my, let me just.
So you're saying this person doxed them, but this person didn't dox them, and you actually know who did do the doxing, but we're not talking about who did the doxing. We're talking about this other guy who's inciting this other person and trying to blame this other person for something they didn't do. Something that you spent a bunch of time earlier in this video trashing on. Okay.
Read this again. I can't believe I'm saying this after I blocked him for leaving like. So basically, you try to track it to her.
Okay.
I don't
Just
care.
like how you're failing to track anything that had to do with this middle school to these other people. All right.
In this case, that she is Kick Vic, what you did to her was wrong. Completely wrong. She does not deserve this. No Kick Vic member deserves this when you are slandering them. You're not even part of either group. You're just getting your jollies, man. You're just trying to ruin anybody from either side.
Okay, then show that. This is the
And
closest
then
thing you've actually shown to a screenshot that matches the things that you're saying.
here, right here, no, leave him alone. His business is none of yours. It has absolutely nothing to do with you having to go after him. And too bad you didn't see him liking that tweet Ryan made on January while he was mocking me. Bring his shame to his father's name.
Who the fuck is Ryan? I assume that's one of the people who got doxxed. And why are you reading this like you're the term? Why is this the only screenshot you're actually reading out fully?
Oh my god. Seriously. No.
I mean, that kind of matches what you've been saying. Ah, leave Vic
Dude,
alone.
you are clearly trying to mask yourself and you're very terrible at it. Just terrible.
Hmm.
Nobody deserves that. But losers did, in fact, um dragged in different people. She dragged in different people by name, well, username. By screenshot, she's done all that. But what she didn't do was, she didn't go do the doxing herself and all that. Basically, she dox baited. I don't think I've ever known her to actually dox someone herself. And if I mentioned that in the video before, I apologize. But no, she's dox baited.
Okay, then show them baiting a dox out. And it doesn't count if it's her own. Because that's up to her to do with her information what she chooses. So show that.
Um, really, Monica and Jamie. So
Okay, so
here
we're
is
just
the
leaving that now and moving on to two other voice actresses that were part of the that Vic Mignogna sued.
Here's the big question: do Monica and Jamie approve of what Kick Vic is doing? If the answer is yes, because Kick Vic is supporting Monica and Jamie, then you know what that means? That is proof right there that they are knowingly enabling Kick Vic.
First off, demonstrate and show us what Kick Vic is doing as a group. And it's not just individuals who don't like the guy. Second off, you're going to have to start acknowledging which people are members of this group and who aren't, and then which groups are doing which within that group, because no groups like that aren't generally cohesive. You'd have individuals that are doing one thing versus the other. Then you're going to have to tie them to Monica and Jamie by going, okay, here's Monica or Jamie encouraging the wrong things or the things that you don't agree with that Kick Vic are doing that you then have to justify and show that they've done.
That is criminal right there.
What? What is this the part that's Kick Vic are technically criminals part?
That makes a lot of you Kick Vic members criminals.
How?
That makes them criminals.
How?
By far.
How?
If someone was to say they don't really
Tell
partake
Elmo?
in it, that's not true. Because I've seen them conversing with one or more Kick Vic members.
Oh my god, they talk to people who are supporting them in something. Attacking somebody else does not mean you're supporting the person like that is against this other person, right? So like I can talk to attacking Vic Mignogna. Let's pretend I'm attacking Vic Mignogna. Attacking Vic Mignogna is one thing. Supporting Monica and Jamie is something else. One does not necessitate the other, and they're not inherently related. They're related by fiat, but not by intention nor design. So some people might attack Vic mistakenly thinking that it supports Monica and Jamie, but supporting Monica and Jamie is internal to itself, right? So you can do both, but do both.
And sharing information.
But one doesn't necessitate the other.
Through screenshots that were sent to me. Okay. No, the screenshots were not falsified. It was on their Twitter. I've done research.
So show us your fucking research.
So...
what law? If you said this is criminal, what law did it break? And then show it to us.
Your defense would probably be, they're in the right. Vic Mignogna is guilty.
What is he guilty of? Of what? My defense is none of these things. I don't have a defense because you haven't presented an argument yet. You're just throwing spaghetti.
What's wrong with that? They did nothing wrong. If they did nothing wrong, why are Kick Vic and I Stand With Vic going at each other's throats?
Because fandoms fucking fight with each other all the goddamn time. Why do people have waifu wars? There's nothing inherently wrong with nobody has to do anything criminal to have like toxic fan bases on either side or toxic individuals within a fan base that fucking argue with each other. Like that's fucking are you new? Are you new to the internet? Have you not been here before?
Because I Stand With Vic started. No. And I don't mean everybody. I mean the elites from I Stand With Vic.
The elites?
And the elites from Kick Vic.
Okay, so now they're elites. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to qualify that. What makes somebody an elite or not an elite for I Stand With Vic or Kick Vic? I think this guy thinks, like he's got this conspiracy in his head that these are two, like, fighting mafia factions. And, like, they're both equally as, like, cohesive as the other one. And one group is definitely trying to be a cohesive group, operating at what they believe is the behest of Vic Mignogna. Whether or not he's incited them is a different conversation. And then the other group is, like, a group of people who have had a shitty experience, who have talked about that and are talking about Vic Mignogna's specific behaviors, and saying these behaviors are bad, and then this group is like, how fucking dare you, and they're trying to specifically target people, and we know that because we've seen some of the Discord stuff, which we talked about in another video. You can go find that on YouTube. And then this group is like, no, fuck you, and fuck off. But this group is not nearly as like cohesively targeting any individuals in this group, where that is not the same on this side. And these people are barely even targeting Vic outside of that is the general conversation they're having.
There are more elites from Kick Vic than there are from iswv Vic. Why are they fighting?
Then
Why are
show me the elites and show me the nut. Show me this is my criteria. These are the elites on the Vic side, and these are the elites on the Kick Vic side. Here's how they fall under that criteria and what they've done that elevates them to this level of elites, whatever your criteria is for that term or for that promotion that you're giving everybody. And then why are they fighting? Why can't we all just sing Kumbaya and get along? He said condescendingly to everybody while understanding literally nothing. What was that person? Wow, God, what did she say? Where is it? That lady you said somewhere. Do I still have it up? Do I still have it up? Do I still have it up? Oh, I don't think I still have it up. No! No! Do I still have it? Oh, I do. I do. No, where is it? Where is it? No! That woman who said, "I wish I had the audacity of a man who doesn't know anything." God, I lost it. Oh well.
people from
Too
Kick
bad.
Vic attacking anybody? Why is
Show that that's.
losers making fun of people from iswv Vic who don't even know she exists?
What do you mean attacking everybody?
Why is she making fun of them for being Vic stands?
Because being a Vic stan is funny. It's a funny thing to be. It's a funny way to spend your time. It's a silly thing to do. It is silly to defend a 60-plus-year-old man who waves his underwear around on Twitch streams. That's a funny thing. It's a silly thing to do. It's silly. That's why. That's why it's. Or also, they're like this level of stupid, which is also funny. And yes, I am making fun of you. And I'm not sorry. And I think you're a loser.
So, are these your role models? Are these
No.
the kind of people you're trying to protect, KV?
No.
Are these the type of people
Oh,
that
you're not asking
actually
me,
are
sorry.
happy that you tried to cancel, a middle school event with Vic Mignogna and Chuck being special guests?
You know, there's a difference between trying to prevent Vic Mignogna from going to an event versus canceling the whole event.
Are they happy that it got canceled? Because you know what that says? They enabled you right out in the open. The only thing you'd have to say is they didn't know about it. They don't care. Or, it's none of their business. But here's the thing. If you say that Monica and Jamie are not aware of you trying to cancel a school event and all kinds of crap and what you're doing to Vic, then you're basically saying you are actually ruining their names.
Nothing on the screenshot shows anything that he's fucking saying. He's just making these assertions about these two women and their associations with whoever.
That's another thing. So here's the thing. You're ruining their names no matter what. If they know, you're ruining their names and they're enabling you outright. If they don't know, you're ruining their names. That's exactly what you're doing.
No. And I'm not going to explain why. Because I think everybody already knows why.
And they should speak up for it. Because they could call you criminals. They could be very well against Kick Vic. That's basically, a hypothetical answer right there.
What?
Either way though, however,
Either way, though, however.
hypothetics aside,
Uh huh.
they are responsible because they're tied to it. Because Kick
You have to actually show that they're responsible and why being responsible for that is bad or in what way they should be taking accountability in which they're not.
Vic exists. Because Mars Girl created Kick Vic.
Mars Girl created Mars Girl used a hashtag, and then that hashtag fucking exploded because the people who didn't like Vic Mignogna were a lot. many, legion. There was a bunch of people who didn't like it, and it was a good fucking hashtag. That's how it started. It wasn't like Mars girls in the back DMing people like, hey, you want to join my fucking group or we're gonna just dunk on this old man for no fucking reason forever? No, idiot. Have you not been following this the whole time? You said you did research.
So Mars Girl is a criminal. Jamie and Monica are criminals.
So, okay, how? You haven't said what law they broke and in what way they're criminals. So show me how they're criminals. You want to talk about like whether or not it's your opinion or whether or not it's slander or libel? You show me how if what they're saying is not slander and libel or is slander and libel, why is what you're doing and saying here not slander and libel? So, what law did they break? Can you show anything and tell me how exactly you've come to this conclusion? Where your opinion about this is fucking coming from? So, go on. I'll wait.
Because they let it happen.
Let
It
what
doesn't
happen?
matter. They are responsible one way or another. Either by supporting it or by just letting it happen. This is pathetic.
What do you want them to do? Do you want them to go and police Vic Mignogna's behavior so he stops acting like a fucking crazy person? So when he stops acting like, so he won't get canceled for wherever the fuck he's going as soon as somebody finds out he's a crazy person? Yeah, this dude is just throwing shit at the wall and hoping something's gonna stick. My god. Vic Mignogna senpai, notice me. You're so, you voiced this short dude so well. Oh god.
You are another one, losers. You are a criminal.
Show how.
There's no change in that. Oh, but Vic is no, you're a criminal. Because this is a Photoshop. You know this is a Photoshop.
Photoshop? We all know that's not real. They're not pretending that's real. What are you talking about?
It fooled one of my friends into thinking it was real. Somebody who came from your group.
Oh, so your friend is an idiot. Okay.
And it hurt him. So
35 minutes in, we get the real reason. His friend thought a Photoshop was real and it hurt his feelings. Oh, so we get this 50 long minute video.
This is pathetic. You are another one, losers. You are a criminal. There's no change in that. Oh, but Vic is a.
I would like to point out that, by the way, this video that we're watching now could probably get flagged down and probably removed from YouTube via YouTube's actual terms of service if you were to read them. Just saying. Saying.
No, you're a criminal. Because this is a Photoshop. You know this is a Photoshop.
Uh-huh.
It fooled one of my friends into thinking it was real.
Uh-huh.
Somebody who came from your group.
Uh-huh.
And it hurt him.
Okay.
So bad.
So bad?
You're a liar.
How bad?
You are a liar.
How bad did it hurt him and in what way? How did they lie? Putting up a banner picture as a joke is not a crime nor a lie. Because your friend thought it was real is on your friend. Because. Okay. Oh, this got real sad real quick. Oh no. And can you imagine being this guy's friend and then he goes and makes this whole fucking video and just exposes that you were really dumb about a Photoshop? He just threw his friend right on. Was it his friend? Is he asking for a friend? Are you sure it wasn't him? You think it was him? I don't think he has his. I think his friend isn't real. I think it was actually just him. He fell for this and thought it was. He thought this joke was a real thing and got his fifis hurt. And he was on their side, and now he's definitely a centrist and not on the other side. It definitely was his friend, right?
Liar. There's no change in that. Lilo, that's when your undeniable fact quote comes in. It is
yeah, undeniable fact that this person is a liar, and it's such an undeniable fact that I didn't prove it in this video. Yay!
Undeniable that you're stupid and full of it. Both of you. All of you. You are affecting your followers. Your
Uh,
followers have a right to know that you're lying to them. And
I
if the,
think that you were probably the only one dumb enough to think that was a real picture.
plenty of them don't care, that's probably because one, they're simping you. Two, they want to hurt you. Now, here's the thing:
Here's the thing.
whatever happens to you, I don't want it to happen to you. I'm not wishing.
Whatever happens to you, I don't want it to happen to you. Implying that there is definitely something negative that is going to happen that this person is aware of. I don't think they said that way on purpose, but that is the thing they just said. So, oh boy, is anybody wanna? Who's gonna tell him?
And if plenty of them don't care, that's probably because one, they're simping you. Two, they want to hurt you. Now, here's the thing: whatever happens to you, I don't want it to happen to you. I'm not wishing harm upon you. You don't deserve that. No one from KV deserves that. No one from iswv Vic deserves that. No one who is doing wrong on either side deserves that. My problem is you've been
Except that you know that people are out to harm them, and you know that harm is coming their direction, and you're not going to do anything about it. You're not going to say anything, and you don't want it to happen, but it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Weird.
make it completely difficult for people like me and others who actually care about you to protect you. Why?
Did they fucking ask? Did they fucking ask for your protection? Yeah, I wouldn't want you protecting me, that's for sure. I feel like you're the one who'd end up fucking shooting me. Did anybody fucking ask you? You know what you sound like? You sound like somebody who simped really hard. You sound like somebody who really cared about this person and like did a whole lot of shit that they didn't ask for, and that you had a parasocial relationship with this person, and then they didn't do something that you wanted them to do, or they didn't reciprocate your feelings, and now you're salty about it. That's what this sounds like. That's what this sounds like. You sound like a nice guy. You sound like a guy who's like, "Look at all this shit I did for you, and now I can't protect you because you're not sucking my dick." Fuck off, dude. Nobody fucking asked you.
Why would I want to protect you? Because I wouldn't go that low. I wouldn't. I wouldn't go so low to just wish all this upon you.
But it's really hard to protect you from the thing that's definitely going to happen that I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is or who's doing it.
And I'm pretty sure you got people who care about you. I know you do, actually. And my thing is, you got a relative that someone mentioned online that wasn't doing good. For whatever reason, it was not my business. I know your name because somebody from your group told me. Somebody who quit your group because they're concerned about you.
It doesn't matter why they did it. Shouldn't be doing that shit. Left the group, got salty. Is this your friend? That's definitely not you? That friend that's definitely not you? So now you're saying that you have this person's private information? Okay.
Doing all this and making fools out of yourselves. Like I said, I would protect you. I
Would.
would not let stuff like this happen, but it is difficult. You're doing this because you want.
Stuff like what? Like that you have that person's personal information and there's nothing that you would protect them, but you can't because of their behavior. So you're threatening them. You're threatening this person. That's what you're doing. This is a threat. I have your information. I know about your relative that's not doing well, and I would protect you, but I can't because of your behavior. So you need to stop your behavior. Otherwise, there's nothing I can do. This is a threat. Poor chops. So yeah, this we got 37 minutes in, and we got threats. of that definitely bad thing that's going to happen, that they're not, that's okay. So this person's a either a doxer or they're threatening them in some other way because they didn't threaten to put the information out. They're just threatening them in general, and they know their relative who's not doing well. So with that information, you could make the reasonable assertion that they're threatening the relative who isn't doing well, whoever that may be, child, elderly, who knows. Okay, this took a dark turn.
Want to get rid of Vic. Vic didn't put your life in danger. Another big question is this: is Vic Mignogna a threat? If Vic Mignogna is a threat, you need to talk to law enforcement. You do.
That's not how that works.
If he's not a threat, leave him the hell alone. If he is, contact law enforcement
No,
because you keep dragging people into it,
that's
and then
not
you
how that
keep picking
works.
fights with people, and then you put yourself in danger, and then you put your own followers in danger.
Do you think this person's ever actually spoken to the police? Do you think they know what the police do? The police are responders. The police can't really do much when nothing has happened. You can let the local police know. So, like, it makes sense for me because I am online and I show my face and I'm around and my name is out there. So makes sense for me to make local law enforcement aware of my presence and what I do. So that way, if anybody decides to find out where I live and call the police and try to Canadian swat me, which is hilarious. They get calls about that I'm some kind of active threat, and the police show up. They already have my name on file. They can contact me ahead of time, or one thing or the other. So, like, when somebody crazy like this decides to use my information against me, the local law enforcement knows what's going on, right? It gives them the heads up. You know what I mean? All right. However, when it comes to somebody who has no charges, like Vic Mignogna, somebody who has habits and demonstrations of behavior that are in his own home and don't affect anybody from like on a criminal line, so like waving his underwear around on a stream is not a crime, right? He's not going to go to jail for that. He's not going to get charged for that. Maybe you could call it a misdemeanor. Maybe, depending on where he lives and if anybody's actually going to pursue that, because that's going to be up to some people to pursue. There's nothing the police can do in general because nothing's happening. And if they keep preventing him from going to events, there won't be any victims. Therefore, the police do not need to be involved. What you're asking for doesn't make any sense. However, it would make sense that if somebody were to kind of look into you and where you're at and get a hold of this, I Stand With Vic posting their L's Online's person's information, and then maybe that person then got in touch with their local law enforcement to say, hey, there's this person online that's threatening me, what can I do about it? In some cases, the police can do a little bit, but not a whole lot. So if you're making an active threat, and you are an active threat towards this person, which you just did, calling the police can only do so much. The police can only be involved so much. There's only so much they can do, right? Because threats can only be handled in such a way. You understand what I'm saying? Does this getting through? Does this make sense? And like, it's a little bit of a bigger deal if you're like in the States or if you're in another country where the laws are different than they are in Canada. Like, there's only so much you can do, and like swatting in America is a way bigger deal than like swatting in Canada. You call the police, and if you were to try and swat me, the police would knock on my door. Like, and I would answer the door. Like, they're not kicking the door in with fucking. They might have guns on them, or they might have their guns like readied because I'm an active threat, but they're knocking on my door. They're not guns ablazing. You know what I mean? So there's that. But what do you want the police to do? Investigate a 20-plus-year-old case that doesn't exist? Because the reporting system didn't exist at the time, and not everybody was carrying around fucking cell phones with cameras on them, or at least not good cameras, and not like video cameras. What the fuck are you looking for, dude? This person isn't putting anybody in danger. You are, by threatening people.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
And another thing too, leave Camden School alone.
Hold on, I need to add something to my comment here. Actually, I take it back. You, this is a level of nonsense. I take it back. I'm not big on hosting people who make threats. Boop. Okay, there we go. Okay, back to this.
If he's still on the guest list, leave the school alone. Leave every con alone. Leave it
No.
all alone. Why? Because first of all,
yeah, why?
Here's my thing.
Here's your thing.
You are tampering with evidence. You are tampering with lies. That is
What? How is that evidence? The fuck are you you're tampering with evidence.
a crime. It's time to stop.
That's not tampering with evidence.
Going on 5.
Didn't you say you had somebody in your home that was like worked in law enforcement or law groups, whatever the fuck that means, and that's supposed to mean that you know what you're talking about? And then you said that contacting a con about Vic's behavior and saying that you're not going to attend a con if he's there is an unreasonable thing to do? That's normal. That's a normal thing. That's a normal thing to do. Everything about that is normal. Calling that tampering with evidence? So what this guy is describing is he wants Vic to go to a con, assault people, so that way there is evidence, so that way Vic can be tried with a crime. So he wants Vic to commit a crime. And he wants people to let Vic commit a crime. Okay. No. How about we don't? How about just not? How about not just potentially victimizing children? How about don't? For your little internet flame war that you're definitely above and beyond. You're definitely beyond this.
Why the hell do you all keep doing this? You're making yourselves look even more like idiots, and you are being more of idiots. It's time to stop.
No.
Really. Save yourselves from this.
I'm gonna start doing this. I wasn't even involved, and now I'm gonna start doing it more just out of spite for this fucking guy.
Because losers, my thing is,
tell us about losers.
You've become the queen of cancer culture. Not just the queen on Twitter. Is this what you wanted?
This is such a niche thing to call this the queen of cancel culture because boy. No, listen, the Kick Vic and I stand with Vic thing is such like a niche. Dude, you are terminally online and terminally following this. Please go touch grass. Go outside. It'll be okay. Go get yourself, go to the grocery store, get yourself some snacks, walk around for a little bit, maybe go eat your snacks at a park or something and watch some birds. Oh my god.
You wanted all this. Oh boy.
Wanted all what?
So, honestly, here's my thing. I actually wanted to talk to losers because I've heard of what she's been going through. I can tell, a few folks, even BT and reports from the Kick Vic side, even Monica and Jamie have been going through things. But, this is not solving it,
Neither is you making threats, my guy. What do you mean you want to talk to people? Talk to people about what? You don't understand anything that's going on. You don't know where Kick Vic started from. You don't know what the accusations are. You don't know what the fucking court system is or how it functions or what the fucking court system was actually about or even doing. You have these weird expectations where you think that they should be building a case. You think that they should be caring about stalking Vic around. Then you say it's wrong and that they are stalking them. Then you go on to threaten fucking people. Why would anybody want to fucking talk to you? Well, I want to talk to them. So the fuck what? Good for you. Why should anybody want to talk to you in return? Especially when you're such an asshole. Bro, you're just the way you started this conversation was so fucking condescending. It's unbelievable. What the fuck?
I would pretty much support them in terms of living their lives and stuff, but I don't support them doing this. I really don't.
Doing what? You said that they should build a case. I did that. I did that in a couple of seconds. I built a case. It took me no time. And built a case that was reasonable to send to a school saying, hey, maybe this guy shouldn't be at your school around kids. Maybe not the greatest idea because this is what you're going to expose them to. And then let the school make a fucking decision. That's not harassing the school. And you said at the beginning that you don't think, or you had theories, but there's no evidence that these people were the ones who got him removed from the fucking school. So what the fuck are this thing that they're doing? What's this thing that they're doing? Laughing at people who support Vic Mignogna online? So fucking what? Woo! My fragility, no!
This is stupid and disgusting and dangerous.
How?
So, I'm just.
Oh Jesus, no, not the words I've said. Like look at this account and what it says. Showcasing the worst of I Stand With Vic, exposing them as a hateful cult they really are. Feel free to send submissions via DM. Alright, so maybe cult is a bit of an extreme word. Maybe, I don't know, I don't follow it that closely. I haven't gone to go check the checklist. But even if they're not, okay, hyperbolic language for the sake of promotion. Okay. Then on top of it, they're screenshotting and sharing things that these people are already saying. And so if they're screenshotting and sharing things that the Kick Vic people or the I Stand With Vic people are saying, who are they harming? Oh, Jesus, no! The words I've said, my one weakness. The fuck are you talking about?
I'll just go out and say that this makes me depressed. Not
Oh
depressed that I can't
no.
do anything in my
Then
life, but
stop
depressed as in like
involving yourself.
y'all just losing.
Listen, if this is like bad for your mental health, walk away. That's your responsibility. You need to be responsible for your mental health. So if this is fucking, making you depressed and giving you a really hard time and it's like harming your day-to-day life, leave. You don't have to be here. Go follow something else. That's less toxic towards your real life. Go away. Go away. Nobody asked you to protect them, Mr. White. No, he saved me. Thank you.
Hope. These type of people are losing hope.
You don't know that. They seem fine. I was just the reason I came across this video is because I happened to see Mars Girl tweet about it. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? This will be funny, milady.
Over a situation like that really never should have concerned them.
That's not up to you.
And it's stupid.
If it shouldn't have concerned them, why should it concern you at all, by the way, since you're so, many degrees removed from it, my guy?
It's sad. Like, what is stopping you from being happy and not talking about Vic and stuff? What is he doing to you?
because your life revolves around this doesn't mean that other people's lives revolve around this.
You're criminals. You literally are.
You're criminals. You're literally criminals for tweeting screenshots of the things we've said. Oh, as he's making threats to people. Like, dude, you're the one making threats in this video. What are you talking about?
Are. Slander, all kinds of crap. You know,
Slander is a civil case, not a criminal one.
let me tell you something, losers. If you're watching this video,
He's saying losers, by the way, is because I stand with Vic losers, right? Like, because they're posting the losings parts of I stand with Vic. That's why he's calling him that.
it was either around June or July 2022
Last year.
that I had COVID.
Okay.
Like
Sucks
your
for
sister.
you. Okay, so now you're exposing that this person's sister had COVID at some point in time.
Someone pointed out to me that your sister had COVID. Well, I could be mistaken. She got a shot. So I don't know.
So why are you bringing it up, and what does that have to do with you or anything?
So if I'm mistaken about that, because like I said, that was not my business to know.
And that's why you're bringing it up.
But since I know, this is me trying to share sympathy.
By telling everybody this information that you know, that you shouldn't know. Now we all know that this person's sister has or doesn't have COVID. Is this the relative that you were talking about that isn't doing so well? Because if this is the relative that isn't doing so well, and now you're like, this person's sister, like... So you know you're the douchebag here, right? This isn't sharing sympathy. This is you just spewing bullshit to try to be like, I'm a nice person, though. No, you're not. You're an asshole. What about that is sharing sympathy? I had COVID. Your sister had COVID. I sympathize with that. Fucking what? Yeah, didn't he just get on someone earlier about talking about Vic's dead? Yeah, somebody's who supported Vic having dead parents. Yeah. So what? Why bring any of this up? I'm a nice guy. I'm gonna prove how nice I am by sharing this information that I shouldn't have and talk about how I sympathize with that, even though I shouldn't have shared that information, and even though I said that, like, it's really hard for me to protect you. You got a big mouth, dude.
I had
You got a big mouth, and Vic Mignogna's dick is not that big.
COVID.
I could tell. I saw him in his little tidy whities.
I was going
Well, maybe he's a grower, not a shower.
through something. Bottom
no.
line, my brother, my biological full brother, was
As opposed to a stepbrother, are you implying now that this person's sister is not their biological sister, and because they're not biological, it would then lessen the impact of your sister going through a medical issue? God, you're an asshole.
alive at the time. And I was having problems with another relative. Someone who kept verbally abusing me, and they still do to this day.
Okay. Is that your justification for being a piece of shit on the internet?
I was sick, and I just wasn't gonna make it, I thought. So
Okay.
my brother was snapping me out of it. He was telling me, don't let it get to me. I already have COVID. And the last thing he told me before he died
Why did the I Stand With Big people like to bring up dead people as if they fucking have anything to do with this? Hey, you know what you shouldn't do? Use a corpse as a bludgeoning weapon against somebody on the internet for internet points, you fucking weirdo.
August. He told me he loved me.
Uh-huh.
I did not hear from my brother back in June or July, whenever I had COVID, anymore. The last
August comes after June or July. So I don't know if he's. Is your story true? Or do you have COVID brain from August coming after June or July? Because you're saying you had COVID and this person was being a piece of shit to you and you didn't think you were going to make it, and your brother stepped in and said he cared about you, and then he cared about you, and he said the last thing he said to you was in August, but then that you didn't hear from him while you had COVID in June or July. So if now I feel like the crazy person connecting the dots here. If you had COVID in June or July and your brother was talking to you in June or July and helping you through this bad time you were having with this person who's verbally abusive towards you, and then told you he loved you in August, August comes after June and July. So, your brother's a time traveler? Eh? Right, reason number one why this kind of video should be scripted. Yes. And here's the thing. This doesn't say it was streamed. This was posted. So this was recorded and then posted. You could have edited this. You could have made sure you had your shit together.
thing I heard about him was August when he passed.
I mean, I'm sorry you lost your brother, but I don't know what the fuck this has to do with anything.
I don't know your sister. I don't know your siblings. I don't know your life.
You don't know a lot of things.
Just your Twitter life. And this is why I'm telling you this right now, losers, and anybody else listening. You all do this crap.
It's really funny that he's still calling them losers because it kind of undermines the fucking point.
Trying to get rid of Vic. People could very well come after you. They have. People have come after you, losers.
Uh-huh. You mean like you're doing. Like you're saying people have come after them as if you didn't currently and are not currently going after them in this video that we're watching from 3 days ago. So no.
Want that?
So you're threatening them. Stop your behavior or people are going to come after you. Okay, more threats. Okay, what does this have to do with your dead brother?
Is it important for you to do this? It's not. I know the answer.
No, that's not up to you. That's up to the individual. You don't get to decide what's important to somebody else. They might think this is fun. This might be a coping mechanism for them. They might be like going through shit in their real life and they find it's coping for them to be distracted by something they find it's kind of silly and goofy, and they're just goofing on this group of people. And then what are you doing? Is you focusing on this, coping for the loss of your brother? Why are you doing this if it's so not important, and it's so unimportant that other people shouldn't be doing it, but you're here doing it? This isn't how any of this works.
But I think you would give me a different answer.
Uh-huh. You like to make a lot of assumptions about people and their answers, and they tend to be very, very wrong so far, so good luck.
Not really cool. One that is not healthy.
You don't know that.
I used to be afraid of losers.
Okay.
I didn't know her.
Uh-huh.
I still don't technically.
Okay.
But when I first heard about her and she's doing all this,
posting the things that people said and having a giggle at them, yeah, okay.
I thought that she was the type that would just ruin my life if I even waved at her.
Okay. That's a you problem.
Because she knew I wasn't helping Kick Vic.
I mean, you seem to be helping. You seem to be helping Kick Vic by making videos like this, because this just undermines everything that they've been trying to do. Like, if this is the A game, I guess I gotta say.
Even though I am not an I Stand With Vic member, I have respect for both sides.
No, you don't.
Though
you've demonstrated in this video that you don't have respect for both sides. You are incredibly biased towards one side versus another, and it sounds like it's because somebody didn't want to be friends with you.
I know I Stand With Vic is mostly in the right. I know.
Prove that. How do you know that? Show that. And if they're mostly in the right, why wouldn't you be on their side? Fucking idiot.
know
What does
that
any of this have to do with your dead brother?
Vic Mignogna
Why do I know that you
is
have a dead
not who they
brother
say he
now?
is.
I want that information out of my brain. Why did you force this upon me? You
Because
don't know
there are
that.
so many contradictions, and the law enforcement team would have had him in prison by now.
No. You stand with Vic because you don't understand the way the law works and you don't know how to read. Now, if that's because of your personal biases or because you have you got some cognitive dissonance going on because Vic Mignogna's dick's too far up your ass, I don't know. But
So if you're gonna go after me saying, "Oh, he's a stand, get him," and like I'm not a stand.
why would that matter? And yes, you are. It's okay. You don't have to deny it. You like Vic Mignogna and you don't want him to be the fucking creepo that he is. And that's okay. It's okay to have like those kinds of like trepidations about shit like this. But then walk away from it. Just walk away. Walk away. Nobody's coming after you.
I'm not being full of S by saying Vic
Yes, you
is
are.
innocent. I'm saying Kick Vic basically proved that he is innocent
No,
by
he didn't.
going in the loop and not contacting law enforcement. Because
No.
why would you do this for 4 years and not why would you do this for 4 years and not contact law enforcement? Why? Why
I will answer that question when you tell me what any of this has to do with your dead brother.
would you do this? Why? You are enabling him, basically. You're enabling trouble. You're enabling hate. You're enabling a predator to go around in different areas and hurt people outside.
Oh, so now Kick Vic is enabling Vic to go around and be at conventions, but also they're criminals for tampering with evidence, and that tampering with evidence is them preventing him from going to conventions. My guy, can you pick a fucking lane? God, he is contradicting himself. Yes. Yes. 100%.
Side of events. That's the potential idea right there.
Oh, the moon's very lovely today. Big old full one.
You're technically doing that if he is a predator. But, you know,
No, I
that's what I
don't.
think. You did this for 4 years. You're living under a curse. So, what do you want? Really, what do you want?
You're telling me that you don't know what this person that you're showing on screen wants. They want to have a giggle at the dumb things that people like you are saying online. That's what they're doing. That's what they want. They want to have a giggle. It's not that complicated.
Because this is tiring.
Then leave.
7,669 tweets, most of them involving Vic. Because this is a poster that
Yes, because it's a fucking account that's dedicated to doing that kind of a joke. That's not the only thing the person does. Or if it is, I don't know. It's none of my business and I don't care. Maybe they have a whole other account and do other things on that account. So that way the Kick Vic stuff stays separated from their other account. So that way they can have their giggle without it infecting everything in their life. Imagine that.
actually, if I haven't mentioned already, you
This person does not tweet as much as I do.
fooled one of my friends who is from the Kick Vic side into thinking that Vic had an actual book of this.
Uh-huh. So, and you're saying you fooled as if they were going out of their way to trick people when it's literally just a fucking joke Twitter banner? As if they're going around saying, oh my god, look at this, it's definitely real. Your friend is stupid. Sorry.
If you already know this is not real, you are responsible for deception. Literally,
No! That's not how that works. Did they send that to your friend and say, oh my god, look at this, as if it were real, and not like, oh my god, look at this as real, sarcastically? What was the interaction your friend had with this? Did your friend just see this and go, oh my god, this is real, and then got really, their feelings getting hurt real bad? Was their fucking embarrassment for realizing that it was not real and not even remotely real and doesn't even look remotely real?
by far.
No.
If you knew and you expected everybody else to know, you're still responsible for it.
No.
If you knew and you didn't care, you just wanted to show everybody so they believe you, you're a heartless scum. You're a heartless scum.
You made a Photoshop joke and somebody thought it was serious. You heartless scum.
So,
So what?
whatever happens
Uh-huh.
to you, I hope it's not
You
going to
mean the person whose information you have? Uh-huh. We're back to threats? Okay.
happen, maybe, but I hope you get out of this. I really do. This isn't you. I mean, the fans, all this, it's not worth it for
Oh my god, they have 2,000 followers and half of them are probably hate followers. Oh no! 2,000!
this reason, not for this reason. If anything, losers, you're helping Vic to become more famous.
You don't get it. You don't get it. Vic's behavior is the problem, so more people being exposed to his problematic behavior, making him more famous, isn't a problem.
You have Vic to thank for you and others of KV of becoming famous, but you're making Vic even a lot more popular and famous. But
You think that a 2,000 followers is famous? You think this account is famous? Please go outside. Please leave your house for like 30 seconds. For the love of God, please go find a hobby.
what you're doing, at the same time, you're hurting people and you're hurting yourself and you're setting yourself up. Your name has been given out. You've been doxxed for. So
Mm-hmm.
this is terrible.
Uh-huh.
This is really terrible.
Okay.
You have to get out of this.
No.
At least let people like me get you out of this.
Come be with me. Come be a better person you could ever be with that guy. Oh, fuck you. I'm gonna go dox craft tequila. Please come be with me. I have your information. I brought up your sister. My brother's dead. Let people like me who are steeped in this get you out of it. I hate to inform you, I've forgotten what this guy's name is. Munchkin Adversary. You are a walking red flag.
At least go.
You know what you do when you offer to help somebody? You offer to help them and you provide that information. That's what you do. Like when I was talking about Vic Mignogna, and I was like, listen, your issue here is one of your biggest issues here is PR. Here's why, here's what you can do. Come to me, I will help. I can help you out. But I wasn't being serious. I didn't actually expect Vic Mignogna to fucking contact me about PR because that would require some kind of fucking self-awareness. Right? Like I wasn't being that was a joke. You're seriously telling this person that you've threatened, dunked on, shit on, and tried to expose to come and help you. Like you're gonna help them. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Why am I even trying? Anywho, well, I'm gonna cover more of this in my next video, and then pretty much
Oh, he's gonna keep going.
expose Kick Vic and folks from I Stand with Vic.
Oh, you're gonna expose Kick Vic and some folks from I Stand with Vic. Okay, because all I saw was you brought up one guy from neither side who you said was just a shit stirrer. So, okay.
It's gonna show why it's both sides that's being toxic and why Kick Vic is actually it's actually a criminal group.
So one of them is a criminal group, and you're still going to pretend you're playing both sides here. Uh-huh.
Anywho, Munchkin Adversary out.
Munchkin Adversary out. And then we get to see his desktop. Cool. Cool. So, he does have another 47-minute video, and oh my god, all of his videos are about Kick Vic shit. All 3 of them. Oh boy. Oh boy. This guy's making a whole career out of this. Ooh, no about page. Oh, joined February 2023. Okay. No, nothing. 4 days ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago. This guy's gonna make a whole ass fucking YouTube career out of this. Alright. Well, does he have a Twitter? He's gotta have a Twitter. YouTube. Let's see. Come on, dude. You got a Twitter? Ah. Take the numbers out, maybe? Nothing. I got nothing. Alright, well. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was god awful. I don't know that guy has a dead brother. I still don't know how it's related to anything. Didn't really explain anything. He didn't say why something was toxic. Mostly he just got the law wrong and purposefully misinterpreted people's words and then threw a bunch of spaghetti at the wall to try and make general accusations and then accuse people of being criminals without saying what crime they committed, and then said they were tampering with evidence by preventing something from happening, which is not what evidence is or nor what tampering is. Maybe the closer attempt would be witness tampering, but even that wouldn't work. And then he tried to tie Monica Rial into it, and I feel like I got dumber having watched that. I kind of want this person to respond to me in the comment section because I think it would be funny. Anyway, that was a big old waste of time. I hope you guys enjoyed wasting your time with me. The other guy we talked about was terribly awful, and I hope he fucks off forever. Okay, I'm gonna get on out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the hype train. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Make sure you hit the follow and all that fun shit. And thank you for subscribing or whatever it is on here. Go find me on things down below. You can support on Patreon. You can come and join us on YouTube. There's a video that came out today about logic, and basically it's a short video about basically modus ponens. So if you're interested on that, go and check that out. And I will see you guys in the Discord and next time. No, when am I live here next time? Thursday. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Yeah, bye-bye. Ow.